Oh, dang. You are first. And second. Hello, welcome. Sorry about that. I had to go and do some stuff. Yeah. You know what? I have no announcements because it's been forever since I streamed last. Things are crazy. Oh my goodness. 15. Oh my goodness. Currently on a 13-month streak. Thank you so very much, Doodlebug. I know I haven't been streaming too much lately, but I am going to be getting back to it at some point. I'm trying to redo my brain mentally. I don't know where I have been, so, but we're going to get back to it. I have some stuff planned. I think my main problem has been planning without follow through. So I don't have anything like structured planned, but I do have like planned streams. If that makes sense. There's been a lot of things that I've put on, and it's just I've gotten so bummed out. The other day I currently redid a map for one of the one-shots that I said I was going to do a long time ago, and I never finalized it. So I think Sippy League is going to be taking a backseat for a little bit, but it's going to be one-shots. So if people want to participate in like playthroughs of one-shots that I write, like these are not going to be same characters, so I'll be like different characters every time. Just to kind of play test through some of the stuff that I've been working on. But yeah, I think that very much is it. I mean, that's all I have in terms of announcements. We'll go ahead and jump into it.
Nice.
Nice.
Also,
nice.
it was just like very like just local high school, high school
Nice.
shit. But
yeah. How did I not know about this?
Good way of making money, though.
Hi, Sleepy.
Hello. Nice. I heard nice and whoa. I missed it. I missed all the great conversation.
Yep.
Dang it. Now I'll never know.
Nope. Now you never know.
Damn it.
Guess we'll never know.
And I'm a curious person. Dude, you know the worst thing that somebody can do to me, and it drives me crazy? Somebody will make like a sound like, oh, dang, oh, I want to tell you something. And I was like, yeah, what's going on? Nah, never mind. I hate that shit so much. Don't ever fucking do that to me. If you don't want to say a secret, just shut up forever.
Do you want to know the secret Uno reverse card of that?
Uh-huh.
When someone does that and they're like, oh shit, and you're tempted to say, or you say like, what? And they're like, oh no, never mind. The like perfect Uno reverse card is okay.
Oh man. Oh, I gotta try it. People get
fucking frustrated sometimes. Like it's sort of like, you told me not to think about it, not to worry about it. So like if you want to tell me, then just tell me.
Yeah. Oh man, I would have to try my best to like not let that get to me, but secretly my brain would just be going crazy. It makes me scream.
Give it a try a couple times. It is surprisingly effective.
I mean, I'm going to. Thankfully, most people just want to share everything nowadays. So if it comes to that, which I hope it doesn't, Henny doesn't do it to me, which if she does, oh my God, I would die. But I might have something in the bag for it. Either way.
I've given you a weapon.
I know.
That's what artificers do.
That is a massive weapon. Oh my God.
Oh, that reminds me.
Uh-huh.
Good old artificers.
Would you
remember? Doesn't Kaelin have something belong to Nuke?
Oh yeah, your weapon. I will say, just for the sake of streamline, you started that in the beginning. That was like before the end of the day, like the last day, and you were working towards that on the 3 days.
Did you get it after the sandwich incident there?
Yeah, the sandwich. Yeah, he finished it off and he's like, well, I don't know if you deserve this or not, you know? I did eat stolen contraband. I just,
Well, I gave it to him before I was informed that the contraband was stolen.
Yep.
No, I think we're focusing on the wrong thing here. Was it good or was it not? That's all that
Of
matters.
course,
yeah.
of course, you would say that.
Also, I still haven't forgiven Katrina for hitting me. So
Fair enough. You will learn to make sandwich instead of take sandwich.
I mean, to be fair, you could have just bought one.
But you had gold! Fuck!
I wonder how long I can go without spending gold.
Oh.
Oh my
I think
God.
last session I took coins out of, wasn't it, Bam's hand for the bed, for the vibrating bed.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't even my money
It
either.
wasn't
so-
yours, I know.
Is it just me, or is it like every rogue sort of like self-challenge to be like, I wonder how much I can get away with not spending anything and just stealing shit?
I think that's every rogue's dream right there. It's
I think if you're-
mandatory.
The
Yeah,
length
if
of
you're
time
gonna role
varies.
play,
Depends if you have a paladin in the party or not.
Oh no.
a paladin who catches you. That's the thing.
Oh,
Exactly.
Man. That sense of
Or a
justice.
warlock who catches me.
Oh, no.
Luckily, you've got
But
both.
I feel like if you're gonna role play as a rogue, I mean, that's gotta be a question you're asking yourself if you're not doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Alrighty. Well, with everything out of the way, are we ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah,
boy.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
It's been a long time. It feels like a long time, but those 2 weeks, July went super slow for me, and now it's just August is already almost done. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I have no sense of time anymore.
You gotta
Okay.
remind me of this stuff, you know?
I don't know what's going on. But we'll go ahead and jump into today's session. With many tasks ahead, restlessness began to creep in among the crew. Nuke, in particular, seized this opportunity for adventure. He embarked on a mission to secure a juicy sandwich, a quirky form of payment owed to Kalen for his assistance in crafting a concealed blade. What should have been a straightforward task turned problematic. Refusing to wait in line, Nuke opted for a more daring approach. He aimed to liberate someone from their lunch. Katrina noticed Nuke's swift departure from the warehouse and decided to join in, unknowingly becoming an inadvertent witness to the impending crime of sandwich theft. An unexpected chase unfolded, pitting allies against one another. Nuke managed to slip away, leaving Katrina panting and bewildered. Eventually, Nuke found his way back to the warehouse, exhausted from the chase. Vic, stationed as a guard, read Nuke's expression and assumed a defensive stance. Nuke had succeeded in his mission, securing the coveted juicy sandwich and presented it to Kalen, who graciously shared the meal with the resourceful Nuke. Moments later, Katrina's eyes smoldered with fiery reprimand, poised to unleash her frustration on Nuke for his mischievous deed. Yet it was too late. The juicy roast dip sandwich had been consumed, and there was no reversing the lunchtime antics. But they remembered their objective, meeting Harlan's contacts for entry into Pernios. But the narrator momentarily forgot that Archon had ventured alongside them through the waterways, cleverly disguised. Archon bid them farewell as they huddled in the stonework water tower, consumed by the fears of being identified or pursued. Kalen and Katrina sought cloaks and disguise, and almost a few duck costumes along the way. They ventured through the streets of Pernios, making their way to the western district of Drastenbrook. They pressed on through the city's bustling thoroughfares. They settled down in the Duck's Dive for the night. It was grimy but temporary. With night settled, they went for a new day, or they waited for a new day to crest. As you are all lulled to sleep by the vibration of the bed, that soft hum. Eventually it settles down. Kaelin fast asleep. Each of you finding sleep on your own time, except for Vic, as it is another thing that he does not require, along with sustenance. If there's anything you would like to accomplish, any conversations to be had before the night's end, now is the time to do so. If not, we can roll into the morning and afternoon with your meeting with Theron Credulo in the apartment 17B.
I don't think so. I think that's it.
I am passed out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, way too much excitement for Nuke as well. For one day, he's passed out on the ground, I think, curled up beside the vibrating bed.
Yeah.
The real question
Vic
is
by the
how
door,
long?
still on edge. But
How long does the bed vibrate? That's
Oh,
what I wanna know.
it was by the sounds of the bed itself. I mean, it went on for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
It was
Is the
going
bed
for a
still in the
while.
same situation, like in location?
Oh no, it is shifted slightly off of its platform. Like you can see, is like half of it is starting to hang off. It's not enough to topple it, but it has definitely shifted. But morning does come, as one by one you either make your way down into the Duck's Dive for breakfast, possibly a morning drink waiting for the day to go on. One of you go ahead and roll me a high or low.
I believe this is still Nuke, isn't it?
Yep.
I can do this. High or low? Always start high, I guess.
High it
Them's the rules.
That's technically high.
and high it barely is. There's just random chatter over the radio. You hear songs playing in the background, but nothing too extravagant. The news plays. You try to listen, as the last you heard is there has been a lot of attacks, but nothing seems to play over the radio. Fortunately, today seems to be a quiet one, or at least the night had been a quiet one. But you are all on your own time, either in the room or down, getting breakfast or whatever you do in the morning. If there's anything you would like to accomplish. What is the plan for today?
And I think Vic is still on edge a bit and being very cautious. So while the rest of them are eating, he's just at the front doors of the Duck's Dive. Just if anyone comes in, kind of surveying them, making sure they're not a threat, and making sure everyone else inside is still safe, kind of thing. Being a guard for this tavern while they're here, kind of thing.
Okay,
Getting
go ahead and
paid
roll
out.
perception.
Sure, can do that. Perception. Great, cool.
You were probably
looking
the
for
first
Duke.
one down, were you not? Like, as you,
I would have been, yeah.
you would just be scouting around, making sure, and you're up before the sun is, seeing the light, kind of the lanterns across the lampposts now starting to slowly dim down in accordance to the sun's position. It's a quiet night. I mean, you see a few people dirtied and mangled from the night or the morning. Seems as though that whatever they were doing left them dirty, tired. Seems like there was a line of them, probably workers coming back from some kind of industrial job. You see a couple drunkards pissing on the side of the cobbled roads. A few
Nice.
vehicles pass, but nothing that stands out.
I guess more than that, just to kind of flavor it a bit, he's more like distracted by the by how quiet it is compared to how Pernios usually was or is. It's a different state of being that he's not used to for the city. But, yeah.
Yeah. And eventually, one by one, you all come down. Get your breakfast. Complimentary. It's not very great. You did find in one of the biscuit bins that are right next to it, next to some stale coffee, you do see a couple cigarette butts that had been discarded.
Just as I remember it.
So, we got a time today, or like
I don't remember. Let me see. He did not signify a time, just today and a location.
so? Are we planning on like doing this like soon, or we going like I don't know sightseeing or?
I think we should focus on the meeting itself. If we're not very careful and cautious, we could end up in a very tricky situation.
Agreed. As much as I would like to show you this city in its current state, it may not be advisable.
Perhaps we should go and, I don't know, survey the location first, so we have an idea of what the environment is. Be more prepared if things go wrong.
Could even pick up a sandwich on the way as well. You know, just like I don't know, chill out across the street, eat some sandwich. You know, scope things out.
We are paying for the sandwiches.
Thank you for offering to pay for sandwiches.
Nuke still has to pay for an additional sandwich.
Sorry, finger was in my ear. What was that?
I give him a look.
I look at the ground.
We must be careful here. Remember that we are being observed and searched for.
Right. Fucking no fun.
Unfortunately, now may not be the time.
Right, well, I've got nothing else to do. I'm well fed, had my stretches, cleaned out my ears.
All right. Let's see if we can find this apartment building. See what we're dealing with.
Can somebody tell me something real quick? I know who we're meeting, and I've heard his name, but I mean, who is he to you guys?
I'm afraid I'm not certain. I believe he once was a friend before we left.
Like a friend you grew up with, or maybe a friend you worked with? I don't know, long distance. Yeah.
He was an ally of sorts, but I wouldn't call him a friend necessarily. He certainly helped us many a time, but I don't think any of us completely.
Did you have to pay him for his help?
Not with coin.
Oh.
But we did
Not
have to complete tasks.
Go on.
My eyebrow raises.
Vic's turned to Caitlin at this point, is slowly walking towards him, like kind of in disbelief, I guess, that they're meeting this guy now.
Well, you know, finding objects of importance or meeting with someone that might be a bit dangerous. Research. That type of thing.
Right. I'll let you guys do the talking. I'll just, hold up the rear.
You said
That
we
should be
didn't
fine.
trust him.
Well, I wouldn't ever expect him to fully betray anyone, but he has his own goals and plans. And I do believe that those will always be more important to him than maintaining relationships with others, maintaining friendships or allies.
I see. He was only...
I simply would
Good.
advise caution, not distrust.
He kind of sounds like Targon. Fuck, Archon. I'm just Targon.
I see. I'll approach with caution then. I thought he was a friend. Didn't know.
Broadly, he is more trustworthy than others we've met. But it is worth keeping that in mind.
Did he know we were on Tenebris?
I can't imagine how he would. Likely all he knew is that we disappeared.
I see. All right.
Wait, I thought you called him
There we go. Thank you.
from the station, right? I mean, surely you told him where you were.
Wait, did Kalen call? Did I call him?
No, Vic.
Vic did before the alpha merge, and my memory is really fucked. That's why I don't remember him really, but
Yes, I suppose that's right. Vic did call him.
I mean, I assume he told him like where he was. I don't actually recall the conversation, but
I'm not
In
sure
fact-
he knew. But
now that I think of it, why do I get the feeling that he was pissed? Am I just making that up? Guess we're gonna find out soon.
out of character, I don't remember that, to be honest.
Maybe I made that joke.
This is fine.
No, I more mean like I forgot about it, so thank you for letting me know.
yeah.
He did, did he?
Yeah, the last thing that that Vic said to Credulo was maybe one day you'll prove yourself useful.
Alright. Can I pick some armor up before we fucking get to this guy?
You want to find some armor? What?
Sounds like I might need
How
it.
about a duck
Okay.
suit?
Yeah. Oh no.
studded duck suit.
Hey, you're in luck. I know where you can acquire one of these.
Oh god.
We got to go there later.
Studded duck suit. Is this like
We
a
need
furry
it.
convention?
The enemy won't know what to do with it. It will confuse them.
More
Yeah.
like a furry kink convention.
Lord.
Divide and confuse, as the old saying goes.
Alrighty.
Regardless, we should get moving. Don't want to stay in one place for too long.
All right.
So, what is the plan? Heading straight to the apartments?
Yeah, try to find this specific building first and scope it out. See what's around it. See if any guards are there. Before really actually approaching it, but survey the area first.
Everybody go ahead and roll a perception if you'd like to.
Come on.
Perception. There we go.
Oh boy.
Aggressively
Overwhelmingly
neutral.
average. Yeah.
Yes.
I got 15.
That's. I
Fair,
mean,
fair.
Nuke, and Kalen, you start walking down the streets, and I mean, this early in the morning, especially on this side, most people are heading away. They're waiting for the trolleys, like the cable cars, and they make their way out of Drastenbrook further into either the city center or down south where the industry is. You can see the smoke plumes in the distance. Reading the signs and remembering what you were told, which building it was, you notice that each of these, like, large sections of brownstone, kind of like New York style grid, everything's labeled. And each of the buildings have their own purpose. Everyone has their own charm. Some have, doors on the outside, some of them leading further in. They're main communities that are just built on. It doesn't take you long to kind of find the naming conventions of each of the streets, but eventually you walk up to one that is a little bit more run down than the rest. The outside facade hasn't been kept up, and most of the vines, trees, bush, everything is just unkempt. You see a couple people walk out. I'm not sure where they're going, but you do stand in front of this building, as you do see as the person that walks in closes and locks the door behind them, taking a step out. It's like a gated front, almost like the apartment complex.
This appears to be it.
It doesn't look like much, does it?
Fucking shit on. Wait, does it actually say 17B?
17B was the apartment number, not the building number, I think.
Right. It's getting worried
Unless
there.
unless I'm wrong, but
Yeah, no,
Thought somebody stole the number.
you saw the sign on the front. It does say District 7.
right. Okay. And what time of the day is it right now? Still early morning?
It's still morning.
All right.
How tall is this building? Is this like multiple, like
Yeah.
6, 7
It's
floors?
a 4-story building.
4. Gotcha.
Any like visible guards in the area or
Go ahead and roll
Like-
perception.
patrols? Okay. Okay, that's the third. Okay, no, the first one was a 5, but still, like, God.
I mean, aside from a patrol wagon that had passed, an all black vehicle with like gold writing on the side, there's no guards posted up anywhere. You see a lot of people standing around on the outsides of the building. A couple kids playing some kind of form of like stickball in the streets, as you can hear them shouting at one another as passing cars.
Quiet for now. Let's see what we can find inside, yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
Don't like it out here.
Should we wear our disguises?
It can't hurt if you can.
Yes.
Yeah, if you can afford to use it, then yes. Oh, we have
Lovely.
We have the new cloak things, right? We
Mhm.
got with the
Yep.
hoods and shit. Then
Yep.
yes, yeah.
Simple
Pull
clothes.
my hood up. Yeah. Walk in through the door.
Yeah, I put my head up as well, and I also put on my nose glasses and mustache.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You walk up
An
to
invalidated disguise.
you walk up to the gate, and it is locked.
Oh,
You kind of pull on the door, and it kind of makes that metal on metal sound. Like it crashes slightly as it rattles amongst itself.
is there like a padlock or a code lock or like how's it locked?
It's just like a simple key.
The key.
Perhaps we're early.
Perhaps he was found before we could get here. He did seem rather concerned when I spoke with him. Even had me destroy the implement that I used.
I mean, I could probably pick that lock. Maybe.
Mm.
I look around. Like,
Yeah.
are we out in like? Can everybody see us?
I mean, it is the front like facade. There's bushes around. Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception.
Can I as well, since I probably would have looked around?
I'll let oh god, I'll let anybody that is looking around to make sure that the coast is clear allow for a perception roll.
Please.
I saw
thank you.
a squirrel.
Nuke is completely distracted.
We're participating.
Smells
Signs of
another
life.
one of those juicy sandwich stalls. Caught his nose.
Do I catch him drooling?
Does anybody else smell that?
Is there a little bit of
Easy.
drool on you?
A little bit. Sure, a little. Yeah. Still haven't wiped off the drool from last night.
Oh god.
Oh, it's
I'll just
crusty
say
now.
Crusty.
Look, I've got a problem. I've got like hyperactivity in my saliva glands. Stop judging me.
As you all walk up, aside from Nuke, no one's really paying attention. Most people that are watching, there's no like, they don't really care. Doesn't seem like anybody is watching you specifically.
Are there any windows in this apartment building? Anyone looking out towards us?
With your perception check, looking at the outside windows, a lot of them have curtains pulled or blinds closed. With your 15, you don't see any eyes on you.
Okay. Make a sort of wall around him. See what we can do. A little bit of a circle wall.
Right. Let me at it. What do I need to roll for Thieves' Tools? Do I just like click on Thieves' Tools? Or...
Go ahead and sleight of hand. It'll be, for this one, it'll be sleight of hand. It'll give you all the necessary bonuses.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, simple, easy lock to pop. You hear it click. You check the tumblers and you lock them all in place. You hold it and you click it. Takes no more than 20 seconds.
I never get tired of hearing that sound.
I didn't add his proficiency bonus to it. I don't think. His Thieves' Tools.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Well, add
Either
your
way, still,
proficiency
yeah.
with that. Yeah, would be
Okay.
+3. So yeah, it's
A
easy.
crisper click.
Yeah.
Smooth. Instead of 20 seconds, it took you like 5 seconds. This was a 3 tumbler lock, so you're good to go. It's not
Alright.
meant for
Nifty.
security.
Right, we're in.
You open the door. You walk through.
Kind of like dummy lock the lock on the way back out, on the way in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like make it look like it's locked, but it's not, so we can just easily get out.
There's a twist lock on the inside.
Do I smell weed? Considering that this place is like kind
Do
of
you smell
dilapidated
weed?
compared.
Go ahead.
I
Go
mean,
ahead
this
and
place-
roll perception.
This place festering. I don't want to go from one like rat infested place to another. Oh Jesus!
Oh my god.
I mean, there's a heavy like smell to this place. Burnt, dank, kind of earthy smell. Skunk.
Wouldn't kill him to crack a window.
Indeed.
Wait, you can smell?
Actually, can I? I don't know. I think I can.
If you want to.
I feel like.
I mean, wouldn't you have to
Wait,
breathe?
No, I guess not. Yeah. Never mind. No. Just. I imagine from the looks of the place, there is a scenario where others may find themselves at a loss.
Nice way of putting it. Right, 70
Meanwhile,
bees.
Katrina at a loss.
Hey, we long rested, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I actually.
Everybody get their long rest. And I mean, you as soon as you step in, you see as there is just like a lot of unkempt garden around this like inner courtyard area. There is, or it looks to be, a concreted pool, but it's drained and there's a lot of like brown murky water in the bottom edge, in the deep end, which is not too far down. It seems like it's been in disrepair for some time.
Still feel like something's off here. I would like to use one of my magical awarenesses just to
Sure.
like look around and see if there's anything weird going on, any illusions going on and stuff.
This basically gives you 60 feet. It's like detect magic, correct?
Yeah, 60 feet detect magic, yeah.
Okay. As you step in, you immediately, at the front entrance, all around like the walkways, there are small, faint ley lines. There's faint wisps of magic.
Okay.
Do
They
you
seem to
get,
be
do you
going
get the
anywhere.
school of magic? Like detect magic?
When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to, yeah.
You get a sense that this is some kind of abjuration magic. It just seems like it is all along the walkways.
Oh, barriers and shields, okay. And like, does it seem to be like going anywhere or coming from somewhere? Or is it just present?
It's just present. It seems like it's gridded all along the walkways, anywhere people walk.
Interesting. There is some form of magic here, and I assume we're walking through it at this point, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Was
Whatever
that
it
blade
was.
finished?
I'll say yes. You finished the blade in the few days that you were.
Okay, sorry,
sitting around.
then yes.
Cool.
Whatever it is, it's still here. Someone's placed some kind of enchantment or shield on these walkways. Whether they know that someone's intruding on it or not, I don't know. Should continue to be cautious.
Kalen's gonna intentionally keep an eye behind us.
Nuke's going to flick out his blade, that spring-loaded blade that Kalen made for him.
Yeah. Okay. As you're at the ready. You start to look, and you can see as there are numbers and letters on each of the door. Are you going straight to where you need to be, or are you still looking around?
I think we're at this point. We'll probably be looking for specifically 17B.
Okay.
I guess seeing Nuke take his blade out, I'll also pull out my Kalen weapon, and I'll pull out the javelin of returning.
Okay.
This little slot opens in my back, and it pulls right through.
Yeah. As you
Guess I'll
are now
Take out my
all,
gun as well.
as you guys are brandishing weapons in this apartment complex, with the hint of weed in the air, hoping that no one robs you. This is very much a clutch purse moment. Like, oh, I'm going
Little
into a
bit.
place. This is a little spooky.
I mean,
Little spooky.
Katrina's confused, but will also materialize her sword, kind of look around, like, what are these guys? Okay.
You do see a couple people sitting on fold-out chairs out on the outside.
Okay, wait.
smoking.
Are there's people outside of this apartment building?
Sometimes, like, there are a couple people outside of their doors sitting on like these what you would call
Okay.
a porch.
Okay, if there's people outside, then yeah, I'm not gonna pull my
You
weapon
see
out.
somebody
Okay.
passing a
Same.
cigarette to another.
Yeah.
No.
We're good.
They're just kind of
We're good.
looking at you guys as you walk in. You see one of
Yeah.
them whisper to another, like lean in.
I thought that this was like a it's too quiet situation, like something's coming. But if there's people around, then yeah, no, the weapon stays away.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, when you first got here, you saw people walking out of the
Oh.
building, and then, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Just to be clear,
People
Nuke's
live
not
here.
walking around. Nuke's not walking around like with the blade out in front of him, like ready, like pointing at. He's just got it out, hand down. So I guess like seeing people, I would just like tilt my wrist a little bit so that the blade kind of gets hidden by my
Hidden.
forearm.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, I
But
misunderstood
I'm-
the situation.
People live here in the apartment. Like when you guys walked up, there were people leaving the apartment.
Okay, I misunderstood the situation.
Yeah.
All right,
This is fine.
cool. Then,
Yeah,
yeah,
one
I
of
just
them
didn't
was
want to be left out.
yeah. All right, then yeah, we're just looking for 17B.
Yeah.
And also, if there is one, to 21B.
Of course.
God damn it.
It takes a while walking through the hallways and up one of the staircases to the second floor. You are kind of like clacking on the stone or like the concrete ground. You can hear it echoing off the walls. You can hear coughing from the inside, muffled conversations. Eventually you do find 17B. Just like every other door, there's no defining mark except for the numbers that are hinged onto it by 2 bolts.
Any noise that coming from inside?
Go ahead and roll a
I
perception.
like press up against the door kind of thing. All right, come on, more than 10. More than 10. God damn it.
Well,
Exactly.
I haven't rolled higher than a 10 today.
your dice says no.
Ugh.
The dice today for you are like a cat that you're telling not to swipe something off
And it
the
doesn't.
table, and it just like stares right at you.
Trying to reset.
Oh, sure. Now I got 2 nat 20s. Great, thanks.
Nice.
Anyways,
You take a step up and you try to listen in on this room, and in that moment you can hear like muffles from the other side of a door, but the opposite side or a little further down the hallway. You hear and then the door opens and an individual slams the door. I'm fucking out of here, and he starts walking down, lighting up a cigarette as he walks down, distracting you from listening in.
all right. I just kind of look to the others, waiting for confirmation that we're doing this kind of thing.
Just to be clear, we're knocking, right?
Yeah. I just want to make. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not like
We're not,
bursting
like-
down the door or anything. No. But
Is
yeah,
there
or, like
anything?
picking it.
Is there anything
I
unusual with 17A? Like the neighboring apartments? Are any of the doors open, and like is it like abandoned by any chance?
Go ahead and roll a perception, or roll an investigation.
There we go.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, aside from a few of the doors, you caught a couple like plaques or at least papers posted on a couple of doors, notice of evictions. On 17A, nothing. Seems like they're still operable. You don't hear anything coming from the inside. Maybe too early or somebody left for work, but it doesn't seem like they're out of the ordinary.
Right.
All right.
So, are you gonna like kick the door down, or?
No.
I think, just in case. I mean, if he's like, actually, you know what? Never mind. That's a terrible idea.
I think we need to work on a step process where we don't start at the most extreme case. We start minor, and then we work our way up from there.
I mean, he said be cautious. So,
Then don't kick down the door.
Bashing the door in is not being cautious.
Okay.
You're missing the point. Offense is the best defense.
That's not how this works, Nuke.
A silent tear goes down Vic's eye. Well.
It sparks a little bit.
Right, fine.
I'll just hold up a hand to the door and lightly tap it and try to make a knock.
Okay.
I push him a little bit when he goes to knock on it. Because hopefully he like hits it a bit harder. Oh, sorry.
Cautious.
As you stumble forward slightly into the door, just kind of Nuke trying to catch you off guard, you knock a little bit harder than intended. But it doesn't take too long as you do hear a faint voice from the other side. Door cracking open. How many people are here?
4 of us.
You do see an eye look through the door. Now, when I say eye, it's more of just like, it's attached to a long, like, telescoping little thing that pops out from the hole. You can see it looking around. Then you can hear a whole bunch of locks. Like a lot of the chains being unchained as the door swings open. You see a familiar face. Or at least, Kaelin, you see a familiar face. Theron Credulo standing there, a little more disheveled than he normally is. Ooh. Yeah. As soon as you see a familiar face, or at least you thought was a familiar face, some of those not so much full memories flood back, but just remembering the feelings that you had leading up to the point when you crashed into the library of Theron Credulo's estate.
Yep, okay.
Everything leading up to the Credulo moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. The caution all
Interesting.
floods back.
Yeah.
All right, stop standing around. Get in.
I gesture the others to go first.
I shuffle in.
I shake my head. Nope.
I go
Yeah.
Sneak in.
I go second last then.
Yeah. I will take up the rear, don't worry.
Okay.
God damn it.
Take one last look around before we go in. Make sure no one's actively watching.
Okay.
And then I'll follow them in.
All right. Everybody go ahead and roll an insight.
How many locks are on this door?
It is down down the road. There's like at least minimum like 15.
Oh, fucking hell.
Good calibration.
Master DC kicking that in.
As Vic, in your heightened moment of some kind of clarity that you have seen when seeing his face, you read some kind of emotion on what little humanity he has left in the half of his face that still remains or exists as humanoid. There is a bit of a tension when he looks over everyone. With your 20, especially with Katrina. But as you all flood in,
Okay.
he goes and clicks all of the locks. You do hear him, doesn't turn towards you yet. No one followed you, correct? You're fine.
Do not believe we were followed, no.
This can't be too safe.
All
right, well, you can take a seat if you want. And it's a very sparsely decorated apartment. There's a couch that's kind of like in disrepair, holes torn into it.
You said he hasn't turned around to look at us again yet,
Not
right?
yet. No, he's still unlocking, but he's not hesitate. Like, he's not going quickly. Seems like he's lingering on locking each of the doors or the locks on the door.
Okay. While he's still turned around, I'll approach Katrina and quietly just like, do you know him?
Do I know and or remember him?
Go ahead and roll a history check. With
My
disadvantage.
brain is smooth.
Go ahead and roll, one more.
Brain smooth.
You've met a lot of people in your life, but you've never seen somebody half humanoid, half automata. Seems as though a lot of his form, half of his face, has this like brass plate over it. There's tubes running in from the side of his head through his neck. You can see like this faint pulse in his chest.
This one I have not.
He knows you. Be careful.
Hold up. How the heck do you know me?
Shh, I was being quiet about it, you piece of shit. Anyways.
What do you mean? And he's not turning around. I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind.
Wait, did you say he's not turning around when he's talking to us?
No, he's not turning around still.
Oh, this isn't fucking evil. Okay.
Swear to God, he spins around on a chair with a cat. I will lose my shit.
When we arrived, you gave her a different look. Like you knew something. What do you know?
He does
I'm
finish
dead
off
now, so.
the rest of the locks. He kind of like hesitates on the final one as he turns around. He lingers on Katrina for a moment. So when you all said that you were, well, at least when he turns to Vic, when you said you were in space, that's what you meant.
Something called Tenebris Station.
He hesitates for a moment, but he walks over, takes a seat in one of the folding chairs that he has propped up on the wall, unfolding it, sitting down. Before I get into everything,
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'd very much like to hear what you all have been going through. If you can indulge me just this once.
I'm afraid that my memory banks have failed somehow. In recent weeks, anyways.
Kalen
Perhaps
will
Keelan- yeah.
Sorry, Kalen will take off his goggles and the sort of mask thing on his face, and begin to talk about everything that they've been through, how they got on the ship and that transported them all the way to, going to the different sectors and meeting up with Targon and the doppelgangers.
You give over like names of the people that you've met along the way.
Yeah, Kalen would, yeah. Including Harlan and Archon and everyone.
So you would tell them everything, them being back in Pernios along with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I wish I could say that I was surprised. And he kind of looks over Katrina. You've not changed much since then. I'm assuming you're well, Katrina.
Been well, but I still don't recognize you.
He kind of looks down at his hands. I would not expect you to. And he kind of takes a moment. If you're traveling with Harlan, saying that Archon is here in the city, and Brill, I guess no matter how much I try, you can't run away from your past.
Yeah, it sounds like we're all together again. After a bit of convincing.
He stands up for a moment. My name originally wasn't Theron Credulo. I used to go by Alaris Daughtry.
Would that name ring a bell?
Yes, immediately.
Alaris Daughtry?
Alaris Daughtry
I'm assuming this doesn't ring a bell for Nuke.
does not.
Or Kalen.
No. You
Alice.
do. He pulls out a wallet, and for you, Katrina, you recognize the name. He is one of the members of the group investigating and hopefully coming to understand what the Convergence is and could be.
She just stops. You've been here this whole time?
Ever since everything got disbanded. Well, when we all parted ways, things didn't set well. And well, Varil, Harlan, and Archon stayed on Tenebris. Gormal, Talus, and myself, he came back to Zeals. You're saying that everyone's here?
Yeah. We're going to try again from where we left off.
Kaylin, I'm assuming you would have said the whole Knock Ferrum
Yes.
and
Yeah,
Talus.
most definitely.
I would have never expected Talus to take a path such as this.
Perhaps it's not impossible to bring him back on this one.
I have a hard time believing that.
He's always stubborn, but if he can change that one, perhaps we can reverse it.
If his plan or his continuing his research, giving in to the voice, there's no telling where this goes. You see, I don't know how much, and he looks at the rest of you, how much of you've learned from all of this. But we're dealing with powers that are beyond our understanding. He hesitates for a moment. He pulls out a small device and he lays it on the ground. A hologram pops up. The two planets, Zeals and Valoria. The two moons. Not much is known, but from my research, spending time here and getting a little too close, I've learned a lot more than I would have liked. Among those, or at least those that got too close, these artifacts that always seems to lead in the same direction, causing everyone's paths to cross, connecting you to a larger scheme than you have control over. It's been called the Fragments of Canaan. A name lost to time. There were gods that had a hand here in the world. But their powers dwindled. The memories of them have faded from everything. Written history has been erased. But the closer we were to bringing these fragments together, the more information that we had gotten. The further we were able to peer into what would be our future. When we first started on this adventure to figure out what this convergence was, eventually we found our way, found one of these fragments, and we started to research. It was telling us about the Ebon Guard, about 100 years before it was about to happen. It allowed us to localize our search once Pernios became a thing. we knew that there would be a powerful group of, at least from what we thought, automata. The Forgeborn. We knew that they would exist before it were to happen. So during the founding of Pernios, we made our way. And we, for the most part, infiltrated to make sure to find anything that we could as to what's going on. We joined the local government, made ourselves useful, and helped develop, or at least alongside maintain, some kind of connection to the city. And to think that, and he kind of looks again back at Katrina, the fact that you're all connected. Nothing that we did along the years changed any outcome. We're all here. The original group. And now you're playing the same role, or at least a role, in the play that the fragments of Kanon have created. Kind of just slumps back for a moment and goes quiet.
So you knew of the Ebengard before we were created. Did you know what we would become?
No. We were never privy to that information. We simply were told that a powerful god would be created. Life that is there to usher in some kind of bridge to the Convergence. Go on.
And you did not find it strange that some entity that knew of the future was trying to tell you to build these guards?
We were not told to build them. It was not our doing. I tried to stop it. I joined the Telvam Guild to at least watch them. I worked alongside Flint Scholes, watched his designs, led him in the right path to create some kind of life that, not even life, but just the forms, the frames themselves. We never created them for destruction. And Flint's original plans for the Warforged, they were all for good. But when you create anything that is not meant, or at least people don't see it as life itself, it tends to get exploited in inhumane ways.
You said that the Warforged were some sort of bridge to the Convergence. What does that mean?
The closer we got to getting these fragments together, the more clear the voice became. It was not until we had three together did things start to make sense. Apparently, there was something special about the Ebon God, their hearts. And, well, again, it speaks in riddles. It told us that once the hearts become one, the veil will be revealed, or the veil will be... trying to remember the exact wording. It was... the Celestial Titan's eyes would be unveiled. And I didn't understand what that meant. One thing's for certain.
You do now?
Not really, but over the course of my lifetime here, continuing my research, it is unmistakable that the voice, the fragments of Canaan, have some connection. It is... I think it's a part of a god, or at least a bridge to one. Whatever its powers are, it's tied to something unfathomable.
Sorry, I gotta ask something. You said that you found this fragment, but I mean, that where? Like, how does one just like come across fragments and artifacts that fucking talk to you? And...
It's not necessarily you finding it. It's when you... how we found it, it was by chance. But apparently we were looking in the right direction, and it presented itself to us.
But where? I mean, where?
There is no where. At one point, one day, we stumbled upon something, and looks over at Katrina for a moment. When we came here to Pernios, when the city was still being built, this whole site was excavated. But during its process, we found an object. At least us. And he looks. Our group. It was a fragment, part of a hull from Tenebre Station. There was no anything else around. There was no crash site here. Simply a piece of a bolt that we dug up. It just showed itself. We looked around to see if there was any other fragments of Tenebre Station, but nothing. So we focused on it. We held on to it as some form of sign. There was no reason for us to find this in an excavation site for a future city. There was nothing else there to show that there was a wreckage around, yet here it was, in a small hole. So when you ask how we found it, everything leads me to believe that it found us because of what we were researching.
Nuke just blinks.
It is power. Something that we cannot control. And the reason why we all stopped was when we did bring them together. The voice became louder, became more precise. We saw it as dangerous. And when the Ebon Guard showed themselves, and everything that happened after that, the war that preceded, that was the breaking point. We stopped. We scattered everything that we found, and we made our separate ways. But 3 of us decided that we couldn't go with abandoning the people that we spent time with, so we came back. Harland, Archon, Burrell. He looks over at Katrina. We all went our separate ways. You do see, as this is one of the first few times that he's like shown, it's hard to read on his face. But apparently, no matter how hard we tried, we were no closer to separating ourselves from our fate that had already been written for us. I apologize for not being able to speak on it more in depth, but it's a difficult concept to understand, or at least for us it is.
You say that again. So wait, you found debris from the space station here on Zeals, is what you're telling me?
Yes. One piece of debris. Again, these fragments, they don't look the same all the time. They present itself to people in a way that makes it appealing to those that are about to wield it. I believe that it showed itself as a piece of debris because we would recognize it as part of Tenebrae Station, or at least technology from Tenebrae Station.
So wait, so we're talking about debris, sentient debris.
We're talking
that what
about powers that meld itself to look like whatever the wielder wants it to look like. We don't ever believe that that was from Tenebrae Station. Or at least I don't think that it was from Tenebrae Station. I believe that it showed itself as such, so we would be inclined to take it.
Oh shit. That's pretty cool.
All to serve its whims.
So, how many of these fragments are we talking about?
There are 5.
We know
total.
there's multiple. 5. And we know where all 5 are. Like, to some degree.
Do you?
Oh, sorry. That was the question.
I don't. We discarded them. We stopped with it. I no longer... When I came back to Zeals, I did not search for them again. I was simply told a long time ago that the Ebon Guard, it wasn't... They didn't specifically say that, but the hearts would drive a bridge to the Convergence. And as time went on, I believed that that bridge, the Ebengard, if they're the key to whatever starts the Convergence, then I could use it in some way to prevent it. That has been my goal from the start.
That's why you were so interested.
Yes.
Quick question: did Kaelin mention? Because don't we suspect two of these are with Renault?
We know Medea has one. And we know that
Renault had one.
Renault had one, and we also know that Talus
Harland.
has one.
Harland had one.
Oh yeah.
Which Talus now has.
So is that a
Let's
second one
see.
that Talus has, or is that the first one that Talus has?
We don't know if he has that one.
We suspect he does, though, right?
we
Like, it
suspect
sounds
he
like he
does.
does.
Yeah, we suspect that he has the one that Harland had, but I don't know, or at least I suspect it.
So possibly 3, possibly 4 that we know the location of.
Or where are you getting the fourth from?
Wait. Oh, we got the one that Harlem had, one that Medea had,
Yeah,
had the one that... Wait, no. I can't math today. Bear with me, guys.
we know possibly where 3 are, but for sure where 2 are.
So the
Or
two
who
that
had
were
some,
certain,
rather.
the two
Two
that
we're
we were
certain
certain
of
about was
are
Medea
And
and
Renault.
Renault, right?
Yeah, and then the third maybe is Talus Rosin.
I seem to remember, like we were like pretty sure that he had it. Didn't Harlan like teleport it like essentially to where he was? Talus was.
No, Harlan teleported it away. But since none of us were really looking for it, I'm assuming that Talus has it, that he found it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that was the one that Medea was looking for on Tenebris when she got captured. But
Yeet.
even she wasn't sure where on Tenebris it was, just that it was on Tenebris.
I just knew there was something on Tenebris. Didn't know what it
Right,
was
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But the artifact was telling her that it was there. Something was there somewhere. So.
I'm gonna mute for a bit. Sounds like a lawnmower here.
Okay.
Right.
I will say one thing. We must not let them all come together.
You mean come together in the wrong hands, right? Didn't you just say that you could like stop this if you had all of them?
Not them. He looks over at Vic.
The Epengard cores. We may be able to stop them with enough of, well, me.
Nuke just exhales, smacking his lips together, leans back. So, where do we get like loads of Evangard cores?
That's the thing.
Hey, didn't Archon make you?
Indeed. Well, no, he made the designs.
Oh, didn't make the
He claims
cores.
to. No.
No, we never
Cores
use that kind of
themselves.
technology. Not in this way.
To my knowledge, I am the only Ebengard left alive. Spent hundreds of years in Haganath, sending signals and asking for knowledge to the other Warforged. None have come back. None have come forward.
I've collected what remnants I could find.
There's something you should know. I'm not even certain that the core that I possess is still intact. There's an incident on Tenebris, one that caused my memory to fade. It appears I'm still functioning, but I'm not entirely certain how. There is another being within me I believe may also be fueling me. For itself, and I kind of looked at Kalen at this, I'm not certain if it's actually usable.
I'm not sure I know either. Not exactly an expert with Warforged cores.
During your time here, I don't know if you're aware, but my estate was attacked.
Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cause the damage. Well, I did, but it was just to get your attention.
No, it's not that time. More recent.
Ah, yes. We were aware that your estate was attacked. We assumed by Knockfarum. You know more.
From what I can gain before I rushed off hastily, I didn't want to, end up in a horrendous fate. So I fled. Once my alarms were triggered, I knew that something was happening. I shut everything down, and I escaped. I've tried to get back, but I don't want to tell anyone. Especially with Nekferum and their movements. If they're attacking me, then the only thing that they could possibly get from me is the Ebon God. What I collected over the years.
And so you just let them have it.
What was I supposed to do?
I would have hoped that you would have countermeasures in place.
I did.
Some kind of defense.
That's where most of the damage to my estate had happened. I'm hoping that things are still intact. But when I checked on any of the reports that I had, any of the alarms that were triggered, it was showing that dozens of entities were showing up. Dozens. Roaming through my place. I may have a lot of automata, but I'm still just one man.
You still have access to those systems.
Not
to
if I
see
don't get close.
Anyone's still there. How close?
I mean, I need to be on my premise.
So we get you there.
Can that range be extended?
Not in my current form. And you do see you've seen him with his gadgets. He doesn't have many of those.
What if we were to try and get you some of them?
And if you can get into my study, you'll have access to my lab. If I can get my controls back, we can once again get some kind of control over my estate. But from what I hear, the Varlian pillars, the patrol there, they have my whole area cordoned off. They've been watching and monitoring the place.
Must have another way in, no?
I mean, there's plenty of ways through. You found your way in, surprisingly.
Did I? I did.
You remember how you did it?
That's not clear.
So you said, I was gonna say, you said that I remembered up to breaking into his place before and the whole "are you not entertained" moment that I had.
Yeah, it's fragmented, but you try to recall and you think you can find. You remember it was in Einsamherz. It's like the city under the city. All of the maintenance catwalks and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't remember how I got that information, right? Yeah. It was through some underground tunnels, through Eisenherz. Up an elevator. Up a shaft. Don't.
New
That's
new
snickered.
deals. That was in character.
Look, we're not
Of
episode
course.
69 yet.
True. It was. I kind of look at him. It was easier than I thought it would be, to be honest. Perhaps I can find the same way again. They'd be watching it.
Well, no one should know about that entrance, so I don't suppose so.
Yet somehow I did. He kind of shakes his
And-
head.
And
Right.
if you were told it by somebody else, they know.
Indeed. He shakes his head a bit, and you can try to get in there. Would you like to come with? Try to get close, see if you can get your systems online and observe.
It's a double-edged sword. If I go there, then chances of me being discovered. It's hard to find people that I trust right now.
Sounds like you need a disguise. Luckily, we know a place.
If you'd like, I can tag along. Things would be easier. But again, inherent risk. If I'm discovered, and someone's actually looking for me, well, potential for complications.
Do you have any more of those communication devices? The one that you had me destroy?
I shut everything off. That entire system I destroyed. I left your channel open as a backup just in case I heard back from him. But my personal communications I shut down. I didn't want people discovering it, using it for their own gain.
What I mean is, if we can get you close and you can see our systems again to see who else is there. If we're inside, are we able to communicate with you on the outside?
Through normal means, yes, but through my systems, no. The only thing I have is auxiliary access to all of my automata on the premise. Access to all of their video. That's about it.
Then it would appear having you there would be more of a risk than necessary. If we do not have eyes on the inside while we are there, then having another life to risk on the outside is not advised.
He picks up the small device that he put on the floor. He pops open the back and he hands this over. This will gain you access to my consoles in my study. You should be able to see everything from there.
That is not it. That is not over to Kalen.
Hand it over to Caitlin. As long as you have this on your person, anyone that is in your proximity should not have any problems with any of my automata.
Right.
So, how far away is this estate? Like, how long is it going to take to get there?
To getting back to the center of the city, I mean, it is a very large city. On foot, it'll probably take a couple hours.
And if we're trying to be cautious and stealthy about it, even more. But here's that is the only lead we have. Until we can get Credulo the tools he needs. Not certain what other option we have.
I guess I get to stretch my legs, right? I'm sticking with Caitlin. If those things are not going to attack anything in his vicinity. Let's buddy up. So, is there anything else we need to know or be aware of? Or are we good to go?
I'm not quite sure, given that I haven't been back there for some time.
How long was it?
The attack was last week.
Week, okay.
But I don't know who's watching the place. And unless I have access to footage, I won't be able to tell you who came in anyways. My concern is the Ebon God. the ones that I had. All of the cores have been decommissioned, but it's the only reason why I would think that someone would attack me.
Do you think they have a way to put them, to restore them?
If they're being led by Talus, then yes. They absolutely have means of restoring.
Sorry, how many did you say you had again? Like, how many can be recommissioned?
Well, I mean, most of the ones that I had, that I brought them back up to semi-working condition. Some of them I had to make fake. It was all just imitation. But I did have, I don't know, at least 20. But again,
Great.
the cores were decommissioned, and a handful of them I made replicas of the cores just to have it on display.
They're looking for Abengard. Am I a liability?
Assuming, well, I don't know, chances of them. Again, I don't know. Never mind. Speculation on my part.
If there's something that we should be concerned of, please advise. What do you know?
All of my security systems have been either activated already. They're done. The automata, again, if you're within proximity to device that I gave to Kaelin, you should be fine. I would say be careful if there's any Varlian patrol. As much as I want to trust people right now, Knockferrum have made that impossible. And don't go to the lab first. Go to my study.
Study first. Why?
If you go into my lab without activating it, let's just say it would be unpleasant.
I see.
Wait, I've already forgotten. Was that lab first?
Study first, then lab.
Right, hold on, I'm gonna write that down. Sounds important.
Would it be best if I stay behind? To avoid handing over exactly what they're looking for.
That is your call. You would be down a person.
Not necessarily.
Sounds risky.
Oh, I like where this is going.
You recall how I mentioned there was someone else within?
Yes.
I may be able to separate for this excursion. Leave my shell here. Whatever remains of it here.
Wouldn't Alpha be more difficult to disguise? I knew we should have got
Possibly.
the duck.
Alpha, I'm certain, can use the same cloak as I am using. He will not be any more or less disguised as I am. He may stand out more without it, but with, we are the same.
You make a fair point. If the Ebon God is what they're after, handing them one over freely would be unwise.
I understand.
Wait, you don't seem very surprised or taken aback by this old man living inside Vic.
Wait, who, me? Oh, I've seen... In my years of doing what I've done, you find very little in which surprises you.
Have you encountered this before?
In my years of study, no. I need to see what it is happening. Only going by what you're telling me is a little bit different.
Right.
Care to give a demonstration?
Show him, show him.
I was gonna say,
Come on,
I
play.
looked at the others and I'm like, would Alpha be preferred or advised in this situation?
I'm just Jack Nicholson nodding my head yes.
If it's either Alpha or no one, we may wish to bring Alpha.
I'm not certain what state he'll be in when he arrives. He'll be confused
He'd be
again.
fine. He's always confused.
He will need help.
I feel slightly uneasy, but I agree with what the others have said.
Alpha.
Give me a moment then, and I'll plant myself just like in a resting position, off in the corner of Credulo's room here. And before I like power myself down, just I guess thinking to Alpha, similar to what I was doing when we were at the like with the other refugees. Not necessarily knowing if it's actually going through them or not, but trying to interact with them a little bit, saying that when you returned to me on the ship here, you said that they needed me. It's the last thing I heard, last thing I know. Now they need you. Take care of them. Do what you can. And then all the lights and all the runes just go dark as I try to expunge Alpha, basically.
Turn it off and on again.
Basically, yeah.
Do you put your thumb in your mouth and like blow?
I don't think I have a tongue. So,
This is what I'm picturing.
thumb, you said, thumb. I don't have a mouth either, so.
Oh dear.
Go ahead and roll wisdom saving throw.
Mhm. Oh no.
And you flicker away. Lights shutting down as you see once again the form pulls. As Alpha comes into existence once again, the voice of Vic is heard. At least there is a crossover but it's not strong yet. The only thing that Alpha remembers in this moment is they need you. As Alpha comes into existence. Can
Welcome
you
back,
switch your
Alpha.
thingy
Hmm?
on the stream? Can you switch the thingy, or are you not using
Oh yeah, yeah.
that?
Boom.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Excellent. All right.
Yep.
Wait, does it work
Uh,
for you too? No. I gotta set that up.
So I think all that the rest of them see and Credulo sees is it takes a long time, because like, at least longer than expected, perhaps longer than Kalen saw last time, anyways. Because he powers down and it's sitting for a while before, almost concerningly, the blue viscous form just starts exuding from like every crack and
Ugh.
joint in Vic's form. Like the last time that Kalen saw it, it was straight from his core. It was nice and easy, kind of smooth out it came. But it's just kind of slowly exuding himself from Vic's form, ending up in a little pile on the floor almost before reshaping itself into almost a resemblance of Vic before smoothing itself out again and becoming just a amorphous form. Yeah.
A face that says this is fine is plastered on Katrina's currently.
I would have been looking at Credulo or Elrus, his face when this was happening. Like, did he like what facial expressions?
You
Was he
see
totally cool with
as like the tubes that run from the side of his head down into his neck, like into the skin. You can see as there is like energy arcing through these tubes, and you can see this like flashing in his chest under his shirt. There is like an expression on the other half of his face that's still humanoid. There is a lot of intrigue here.
Right.
Well,
Welcome
that
back, buddy.
was new.
Where are we?
Tenebrous.
We were on the ship out when we were attacked. Are we? We made it back.
No. You're here on Zeus. Looks over at Luke like inquisitively.
I look at the ground.
So we made it then. We actually made it here.
We did. You did. Welcome. Oh, this is actually quite exciting. So
He just like
You're-
slinks around as he's talking. He just slinks around, but and like in like a what's the word for it? Almost like a tube extending itself around Credulo. He's like, "You're an interesting one too." As he's talking, sorry, go on.
I'm sorry. What was your name again?
I'm known as Alpha, mostly because I don't know what else to call myself. And you?
You can call me Theron Credulo. Well, fascinating. And you don't find yourself in any way, shape, or form taking the name of Vic. You're separate.
No.
Your memories are different.
Mostly. Every now and then, something comes through from him, but it's very seldom. And it's not pleasant either.
Do go on. What do you mean unpleasant? So there is some form of overlap between both of you.
I kind of just look over to Katrina briefly. There's some memories that Vic holds strong. And there was once that kind of flooded into me, caused me to lash out. Something he'd done, or someone he was looking for.
He walks over to the form of Vic, just kind of like observing it, looking back at Alpha. You do see him filling around the chest plate. In that
Careful.
moment, you do see as he's like not really paying attention, as you do see him like pop it open.
Be careful. I think he might still be in there somewhere. I mean, we're separate, but connected somehow.
He reveals the core in the chest. You can see it still flickering faintly with that same bluish glow. However, it looks like that viscous material that makes up Alpha kind of intertwined, almost like a membrane that seeps out the cracks. Very, very curious. How did this transformation come about, if I may ask?
I'm not really sure. I just kind of look to Kalen and Nuke and Katrina.
Kalen lowers his head.
I think something happened, and then I was there in a room alone. But something new. Well, how though? I don't really know.
Oof, that's me. Yeah, he does not recognize Kalen's expression whatsoever. He only kind of glances over. So no one was there at the time of Alpha's conception? Don't really know what to call it. Metamorphosis? Transformation? Seems as
wasn't.
though there's still a connection between the core and you.
When I became conscious, I was alone in a storage room of some sort. Of Targon's. Is Targon still around?
Wow.
About that,
Okay.
No, he's
Okay.
not. We had some casualties getting
I
here.
think we already did this. I think Alpha already knows this. But anyways, it's fine. Whatever.
You forgot. It's okay.
Exactly. I forget things. I see. Why are we here?
Road trip. We kind of need you for a top secret mission.
Right.
Vic won't do. Kind of need you.
Kind of just go over to beside Credulo.
Oh, he's
I assume
already
he's
behind
still-
you, kind of like pulling some
Oh.
of your material with his hand that's still human.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Kind of
Oh,
like, kind of has like some
first-
booger, like booger stretching from fingers. Like, this is interesting. Sorry.
Do
what?
you know what I am? Anything that we tried to search on Tenebris didn't really bring back any matches.
No, you're the first of your kind. I think I've never seen. I mean, you're very close to some form of ooze, but there is more surface tension. You don't pass through like most oozes do. It doesn't seem to be caustic in any way, so at least not as severe. And you do see as a little bit starts to dissolve. A little bit, not as much. I could, after when everything is all said and done, if you would like to run through a couple of tests, I could probably, figure it out, as long as I have connections. Hopefully, if we can get the connections with my estate, back in, I can get in there without any further problems. I can help you with understanding who you are. Or at least it'll help me understand what you are.
You are a strange one, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you mean strange?
I kind of just like pluck a little bit at the tubes going like on the non-human side of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not, or non. He was gnome before, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The non-organic part of him, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And like, well, I haven't seen anything like you before either.
Well, when you lose access to a certain technology that allows you to circumvent the aging processes, you have to kind of improvise a little bit. I needed to spend a little bit more of my life alive, you see.
I see.
We didn't have
Interesting.
much technology like that here, and it was not my field of study, so had to make do with what I had, right?
I suppose that makes a certain amount of sense, yes?
Katrina, go ahead and roll a history check.
A history check, you say?
Mm.
Let me see.
Half gnome. Currently he's half gnome, half auto gnome at this point.
Right,
brain
I
is a
thought
potato.
human.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he
Cool.
was. Katrina, you remember Alaris Daughtry? Not fully, but there are glimpses, and you don't ever remember him losing this much humanity. Seems as though whatever he has done to himself over the centuries, he's lost a bit of himself. But if you'll have me, if once everything's said and done, we'll go and try to figure out what's going on. Apparently, if something like you is inside of every heart, at least for the Ebengard, I know none of the other Forgeborn had anything similar to this, so it's quite interesting. Would love to study it. Even just a little bit.
I see. All right, I mean, can't hurt to be understood, right?
That's the spirit. And yes, you are correct. Well, kind of. It won't hurt. Most things won't hurt. It'll be fine.
Insight check?
Sure, go for it.
Alfred getting a prostate exam.
You get a sense that there is a level of like sadism in there, you know? He doesn't fully, it's not like he intends to hurt people with experiments, but he doesn't, it's like he doesn't shy away from it either.
If it happens, it happens,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. There is a moment where he does revel in the fact, just a little bit.
Interesting. I guess I'll give it some thought then.
We have more pressing matters.
Right. To your estate, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I turn to the others. You know where we're going?
No.
Oh shit! I just.
So the directions you see were sort of with Vic.
Sorry.
This
I
is
didn't even
fine.
think of that.
We fucking
Oh,
walked headlong into
no.
this.
I didn't say
Oh
anything.
no!
So.
I didn't think of that at all.
We are gonna find a way in, one way or another.
Oh no!
I'm sure all of you are quite resourceful. You made your way to Tenebris and back again. So, I'm sure you'll find a way, right?
Wait, we're going underground, right?
I
Right?
have no idea where we're going.
I'm pretty sure we said we were going underground.
Okay, where's the entrance?
Well, if we get a map of above ground and underground, I mean, kind of work, right?
Who's to say the entrance is shown on the map? I think we have a problem.
I think we fucked up.
Well, I guess going back to it, if I must come, then
You know entrances around town, right? You've lived here for quite a few years. Surely you've heard some locations.
I know how to get into my home.
Excellent, we'll follow you.
Well, I guess I'm tagging along then.
Okay.
So Kaylin does actually know the way.
He just let us fucking stew there for a minute.
No, I didn't realize. Bam just reminded me.
Yeah. Because I did take Kaylin to go and see Remy the one time.
Oh shit.
Not that Vic remembers who Remy is, but Kaylin does know the way to Eisenherz at least.
Yeah.
Whether he knows the way from there to Credulo's estate, maybe another story, but
Yeah. I may know the way. At least to Eisenherz. I'm not sure about directly to Credulo's estate, but at least I have a vague direction of where to go.
Like, how much? Like, percentage-wise of the distance? How far can you get us? Like, confidently?
DM? I have no fucking idea.
I mean,
whips out this calculator.
you've been down into Eisenherz a few times. It was the very same place that you had visited when one of the Warforged cores was like being auctioned off when you had met the Brass Boys.
Kaylin, on a scale of 1 to 20, how effectively do you think you could get us there?
Wait, why 20? I don't like that. I mean, 10
Could be
or
10,
100?
but I felt like changing it up a little bit.
aggressively neutral. Nice.
Now, getting directly there, I'm pretty sure you've never taken the elevator from the library down.
No, I don't
But
believe I have.
yeah, but you've been through Eisenherz. However, it is a maze of just like thousands of catwalks. across various like hanging buildings from the underside of the city. So you never know.
Sorry, guys, I didn't think of this.
I think this turned out perfectly, and we should definitely proceed as is. We have to carry Vic, though.
Wait, what?
I just leave him behind.
I mean, that was the whole
That's
point.
the whole point of Alpha coming out.
So that they can't take Vic.
Yes,
What are we gonna do? Shove him in a
yeah.
closet here? Like, what's going on?
Fuck it, leave him where he is. It's fine.
Standing out in the open.
Well, he's in the room at least.
Yeah.
Still.
It,
This is
is this place safe to leave him?
Mostly, yes. I mean, I've been here for some time. No one's come after me. I would feel a little uncomfortable leaving him around alone. I know he's not going to come back, but you know.
What if we set it up so it looks like he's standing ready? Is there a way to get his weapons to come out?
Oh, of course. And he goes over and he starts like manipulating the arm and making the gears move manually.
Perfect. That way it looks like he's ready for anything.
He puts the arm up like what is like your meditative like position? Are you just sitting on the couch or are like knees on the ground?
For Vic, it's knees on the ground and just like up against the wall essentially. It's kind of propping himself up that way.
Yeah. Like you can hear the resistance in the gears and the movements of like the hydraulics, and he's putting his arm up. The arm, I mean, it's not really menacing at all. Can't you just like merge again? Or is there like, does it take some time?
I'm not sure. I don't think it took long last time, but you said you needed me. I can go back.
Ah, fuck it, it'd be alright. Kaylin knows most of the way anyway. It'd be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
You get lost in Einsamherz.
And by thousands of like underground walkways, you mean like two or three, right?
Okay, so to put it lightly, there's probably I don't know, over I think all collective, I think from the history it says about 2,000 miles worth of catwalk. That's not to say that the pathways in between the gears, the maintenance tunnels, everything. It's another couple thousand miles.
I look to Kaylin.
Perhaps we should get Vic back momentarily, at least.
I look at Alpha until he like looks at me, and then I just like nod my head toward Vic. It's
Well, how sneaky are you? You could always go topside. Find a way around the guards. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
That is true. We don't necessarily need to go underneath, right?
I'm not sure. The hag always taught me there was one particular way she preferred her skinned. Very upset if I used a different way.
I think that was more of a ritualistic sense of it, right? There's not really just... I mean, there's multiple ways, but I'm sure hags work in mysterious ways. There was probably something tied to a ritual that needed to happen.
Nuke is squinting. I don't know about going above ground. I mean, I'm not saying no, but I mean, surely it would be better, smarter, safer, more stealthy to go below ground. I mean, what are we going to do? Just waltz on in the gate? Anybody?
I mean, you could.
Probably not advised to walk right into the gate.
we're,
Hopefully
all
around it.
we're all fucking funny today, eh?
All right. That's great. Thanks, Dice. Great. Yeah, I guess
Just-
like it's great.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
As they're like bickering back and forth a little bit, Alpha's just kind of wander over to Vic's form. Is the chest still open, exposing the core?
Slightly.
Slightly.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of looks back at them, and while they're still talking back and forth, and just reaches a hand out and touches the core.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. It's gonna be easier this way if it works anyways.
Yeah. And with that, you focus, and once again, that consciousness fades from Alpha. As Vic comes to, your hand, your arm up as your weapon is like out.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oops.
you're
As he,
like
goes
on
to
your
stand up,
knees,
he-
your arm is in a very awkward, not conducive to attacking anyone
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Like, it is weird, but you woke up and you don't remember your hand being up or your arm being up. And
So I
weapon
guess
up.
like what I guess draws attention to him is that as he's trying to get up, he expects his hand to be where his hammer is at the moment, but the hammer extends further than that, so he just like smacks the floor.
Yeah.
What? Did we succeed?
We haven't gone yet. It's only been about 15 minutes.
He starts like shuffling with the hammer a little bit to try to pull it back in.
So
Gets it back in. He's like, I
we
don't
might
understand.
need directions.
Right. Edson hurts. All right. Let's get moving then. He just stands up.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So,
I didn't. God damn it.
are you
It's
all
fine.
heading there immediately?
I think so.
Wait, Vic is coming with us? I thought we were just getting.
Yeah, whatever. Vic's just gonna come with you guys. I don't care. At this point, like, it's just easier for Vic to just come with. There's that whole thing.
The whole
but
group's
whatever.
together. Let's go.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, Vic's just gonna
Fuck
come
this
with you
shit.
guys.
We got this.
With a
Totally reversed the whole last hour.
with a bit of frustration, Vic coming to with a mission he thought was completed, only to figure out that 15 minutes had gone by.
I'm so sorry.
With a heavy sigh, you all part ways with Theron Credulo, or known as Alaris Daughtry from his past. We'll go ahead and take a break right there. We'll take a 10-minute.
Alright.
All right.
Oh man, oh boy, that was
Shout out to Vic token back.
that's something.
I love everything
so
about
sorry.
this. I
I'm
love
so
everything
sorry.
about this.
The penny dropped for everybody as well at the same time. It was like, wait.
Oh man. Wait, how did we get there? Uh-oh.
We all just look back. Like, oh, fuck.
Look back at the lifeless Vic.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
So
Alright.
yeah, go ahead, stand up, stretch, contemplate life, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
You guys
Bye.
go.
Holy moly. Wow. We are going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Thank you guys for hanging out. If there's anybody here just listening in, I hope you're enjoying the story. We are finally moving on. They had just met with Theron Credulo, which they found out was part of the Convergence research team that was composed of Harlan, Burrell, Archon, Talus, Gormal, and, well, Theron Credulo himself. We'll go ahead and haven't more of us died? Yeah, I know, true. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's D&D. It happens. But yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes. So stand up, stretch, get a snack, get a drink, whatever you need to do. Use the restroom. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. And we'll see what happens when we return for the second half. We'll be right back. I need to get some water. I'll be right back. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, that was ridiculous. I find it so funny how quickly things like that get forgotten because someone's playing, for the most part, two separate characters that are, I mean, the same but different, you know? Having to balance that extra, like, oh wait, you don't share memories. How quickly that just, like, only until you're ready to do something, you're like, wait, I don't know that. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, this is why I love D&D, because you'll never emulate this in any other type of game. Like a video game, not a chance. Never, ever, ever will you get the same thing like you do in TTRPGs. It's too good. It's too good. D&D, just TTRPGs in general. Greatest game ever created. Oh shit. It's too good. But anyways, welcome back everybody. I think we're going. I hope you have your snacks. You got everything. Yes. Boop. There you go. Hello.
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 Hello. All right. So
Hello.
we have snacks. We stretched. We got everything we needed to go. And are we ready to return?
I think, are we missing one person still? Nuke.
Nuke?
Yeah.
Nuke's
I
back.
is here.
All
I
right.
is here.
We're ready to roll.
I believe so.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry about that.
I
I
can't
didn't
believe
even
you've done
consider
this.
it. Like
That was pretty good.
I swear we need to go back and clip that.
I mean, at the very least,
Yeah.
Credulo now knows what Vic meant by there's like someone else there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, but god damn it.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, that was pretty solid. It was a good moment.
It was.
But
Can't really complain about it. So
as you all say your farewells for now with Theron Credulo, you make your way through the city, finding one of the entrances to Einsam Heads. Are you going straight to the one that you went to previously, or the one that you remembered? I mean, obviously that would be one that you would look for.
yeah, I'd be looking for anything that I recognize as the route that I took before.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom. No, actually roll a history check.
History, sure.
Even though it was in recent history, with your memories being the way they are, it's been
Another
a little
6,
more.
goddamn.
Man, it takes a while, and you are taken in a roundabout way. You've passed the same high-rise building that you have several times. Vic seems to be a little bit confused. Vic, high or low?
Let's go low.
Low it is. Go ahead and roll.
That's definitely not low.
Okie dokie. You got it. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Sure.
As you are now trying to kind of tap into this instinct to remember where you were, retracing your steps.
I know it's
Better.
here somewhere. It's gotta be.
You all spend the next several hours. Your day, or at least your midday, turned evening very quickly, as you walk around aimlessly for a while. I will say, since you are all walking and it's been the full day of walking, you had to step down, like sit back and have some food. So if you want to mark off your rations, or if you stopped at some place, you can go ahead and mark off 1 gold each for survival stuff for the rest of the day.
Yes, you're assuming we have either money or rations.
I can hand over a bit of gold if someone needs it. I think I have rations too, actually. I have 10
Yeah,
rations.
I have rations.
I thought you don't require sustenance.
I don't. Does somebody want my rations?
I will take them off your hands.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you.
10 rations.
How many?
10.
Oh, shit.
shit.
Nice. Thank you,
I
thank
don't
you.
know why I have them, but they're in my inventory.
I will not complain. They're
Here,
going
I'll
straight
drag 'em
into my
over to
inventory
you.
and my mouth.
There you go.
Does
Just change
Caitlin
it
have
to
rations or need some?
I had 6, now I have 5, so I'm good.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna delete them. Oh, you already did. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
So yeah, just mark the rations to 10 on yours, Katrina. Oh, you did
Done and
right.
done.
All right. Yep. So go ahead and mark off a rations. Consume 1 as the day goes on and dusk now sets. You're starting to get a sense that Nuke or Vic doesn't fully remember. It might have been foolhardy to believe, but you do manage to find the entrance that you had made your way in one of the warehouses in the eastern side of the city. There was an old shaft in one of the alleyways that leads down into Einsamherz, though you have lost a day doing so.
As the day progressed, and he was like certain that they were in the right place and going back and forth in circles, he's got more and more frustrated, and like his pace was quickening and all that kind of stuff too. But finally finding it, he settles and just gestures towards the lift of where to go.
You all make your way to the lift. And you're heading down into Einsamherz, unless there's anything else you would like to do before heading down.
I
Nope.
don't think so.
Have a micro panic and then go. We're good.
Just want to rub my legs. Credulo wasn't joking when he said it was thousands of miles or whatever he said.
We're not even in Einsamherz yet, so
Yeah, you were still topside in Pernios, just aimlessly walking around trying to
Oh,
find
shit.
the alleyway to the lift.
Legs.
The abandoned lift that takes you down into where you need to be. And eventually, taking it down, you're met with that same vibrant blue glow that echoes, just like reflects off of these grayish walls. Dozens and thousands of catwalks mixed in with these buildings that are tied into the ceiling, heavy beams that kind of lock each of these catwalks into it. Exposed gears now halted from the time that it has spent frozen. Decayed steel just falling apart, stabbing into the stone, carving as seen as some of the buildings themselves have fallen so far into disrepair that it has just fallen down into the pits below, leaving debris piles that no one has gone to or repaired. You are in the underside of Pernios. Vic, this is a very familiar sight to you, though it feels like a distant memory. But you recall that walkway. Halen, you remember the first time you were here. The moment that, I mean, it's not the first time you've ever seen death, but someone killing seemingly out of random for the choices that they had made. Having to flee the first time. You are here. You made it to Einsamherz.
Huzzah.
What is the plan?
Well, with, I guess, one track mind kind of thing from Vic here, he's looking for the route that he took through these catwalks to get to the lift under Credulo.
Go ahead
We should-
and roll a survival check.
We should try to be discreet if possible, just in case someone's followed us.
Come on. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
Go ahead and roll a d8.
1d8.
Okay. You try to recall the path that you took. The catwalks branching off into dozens as platforms are formed within, walking past the warehouses. One of them even feels familiar to you. But you shrug it off. You have things that you need to do, and you don't have time to be sidetracked.
Yeah.
Time goes on. As an hour passes. And you know that this is the path. You're dead set that this is the path that you needed to take. However, a stretch of the catwalk itself, about 20 feet of catwalk, has been destroyed, broken off, splintered from a piece of rubble from above that had worked its way loose and crashing through the steel beneath.
I guess looking around, does it look like there's another way around, or is it just...
Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception. Finally.
Tracing behind and trying to make a mental image of the catwalks that you can see that are visible from your position. You think you can get around, though it will take a while. You have to backtrack and possibly make your way through one of the warehouses. But there is a clear path that you can see, but again, it's about an hour's out.
You said it's about a 20-foot gap, basically, from where we are
Yeah.
to where we need to be.
Mhm.
Does anyone have another way across? A way to move 20 feet forward?
I mean, you could just throw me. Like, I can like hold on to his bit of rope, throw me. I tie it off.
Is
I know.
there a wall or something we can walk on to get across?
No, right now you are on a stretch of catwalk that is bolted directly into the ceiling and that is hanging about 50 feet down. And another
that's-
300 below you is the ground. Well, the pool of glowing blue Veralium.
It might take me a minute, but I might be able to make my way up this here and across.
I could also fly across,
Oh, that's even
Perhaps-
smarter. Let's do that.
tie a rope.
I mean, that's pretty much what I said, right?
Well, if you'd like someone to throw you, we can still do that.
I'm not necessarily confident in my own abilities to acquire the velocity needed to get you across 20 feet.
Well, literally the only person here I would trust to throw me. So if you're not confident, fuck that.
Oh, I can throw you if you'd like.
Did you make it to the other side?
All right. So, what's the plan?
Not
boy.
throw you.
So Katrina has a way up and across. Kalen can fly across.
I mean, it makes sense for Kaelin to just fly across, right?
Just carry a nuke. It's fine.
I mean, are you
Wait,
able
can
to
you?
carry a nuke on your flight?
DM, am I able to carry Nuke?
How heavy is Nuke?
Oh, fucking hell. I don't know.
He's small size, right?
He is small, yeah. He is 55 pounds.
It's either that or I
55.
carry you.
55.
With your encumbrance where it is, you would not be able to carry him.
I can carry you.
Wait, if
Nah,
I
You're alright.
Hmm?
If you
If I gave my... Wait, how much over am I?
you're at
Wait, you're
lightweight,
encumbered?
you would be over. You would be over. You would be over medium weight. You wouldn't be able to, or medium encumbrance. You wouldn't be able to fly.
Okay.
Dude, why are you encumbered? Like,
He's not fully encumbered. It's just carrying.
He's got a lot of stuff.
I'm at like, yeah, I mean, I've got the bag of holding, and then I've got my armor, which is just studded leather armor, but it's still...
well, I'm happy to carry some shit. I
can
look at your
also
gold.
carry plenty.
Oh, why the hell is my rope not in my bag of holding?
I don't know if you can actually do that in the 5e.
Oh, you can't,
Version.
yeah.
Yeah. So I would say just mark them as like 0 pounds. I mean, technically you should be able to. I'll say instead of having to go through all of that, you'll be able to carry Nuke, given the fact that it would be silly that you're not carrying everything in your bag of holding. At least things that have weight.
I mean, I can get into the bag of holding if you want.
I mean,
No.
Party pooper. Be like, been back in the room again.
But yeah, you can carry Nuke over as you fly.
Okay.
how difficult is it to jump across 20 feet?
What's your long jump distance?
How do I tell that?
It is your strength mod or strength, I believe. Hold on a second. Your long jump is what is the ruling for that?
Cover number of feet up to your strength score.
Yeah, strength
If
score.
you move at least 10 feet on foot.
Yeah, and you can get a running jump, so you can long jump to the at least to your number. Anything beyond that would have a check. It would be an athletics check. So it's not a guaranteed jump if you can't.
Right, yeah, because I've got 18 strength, so I can get 18 feet.
Yes. So it would be a DC that you would have. So you would make
Right.
an athletics check on top of that. If you had 20 strength, you would be able to jump it easily.
Yeah. Okay.
But depending upon how much the difference between the gap is and your long jump would set the DC.
Right.
So yours would be fairly low.
Yeah, I would need an extra 2 feet, which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I still wouldn't trust myself to carry Nuke with me, but... I may be able to make the distance myself. Or should be able to make the distance myself.
Right, so are you gonna do it then, or are we just gonna stand here looking at each other?
You know what? I'll go first, I guess.
That's a bad idea.
Why? Why is it a bad idea? Y'all aren't gonna catch me.
No one's on the other side to even tie a rope anywhere so that you can grab onto that if you fall or anything. So Kalen is gonna fly over with Nuke
I guess
first,
that works. Yeah.
and then tie his rope to the catwalk so that at least there's something to hold on to.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, you know what? Beforehand, how about I give one end of the rope to Vic so that he actually has a hold of it beforehand in case he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
We're aware of how much I weigh, right?
Well,
Can the rope hold his weight?
I'll say so. Hempen rope is pretty strong.
I've got rope
Pretty
as well.
good in
Let's give him two,
tension.
one for each hand.
Yeah.
Sure. He can Spider-Man double web this shit.
Hell yeah.
Realistically, if a rope's not frayed under tension, it can hold way more than the other direction because it can cut easy. But you got a full 50 foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Technically, the other direction would be compression, in which
Yeah.
rope has almost no strength. But what you're talking about is shear.
There you go. Yeah, shearing
Which
is
no one cares about, but you're welcome.
Yeah.
You know.
But you do have a rope, and Kalen flies over with Nuke, tying it down. You're tying it down, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Handing over the other half to Vic. Go ahead and, as you are lining up, you're gonna make your jump.
Yeah, I'm backing up as far as I need to
Yeah.
take a running jump. Kind of look to Katrina and give her a nod. Doof, 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 doof,
Oh
doof.
shit.
Go ahead
Um,
and make me an athletics check.
Athletics check. Oh, that's a proficiency too. Okay, cool. Okay, nice.
Yeah. You feel as even just the rods that hook this catwalk into the ceiling kind of rack a little bit. You can feel some of the rubble fall from above from just the impact. But you land on the other side.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
It does sway a little bit, but it does settle.
Look back across to Katrina.
Give you a thumbs up.
Are you joining us?
I already said I was climbing up and over.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am using a fantabulous spell. Cast.
Nice.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
Yeah. Easily done as you make your way up and over, back down the pole, kind of balancing on it even though you're stuck to it, and you make it to the other
Awkward.
side. It's a little weird. But the posts are pretty thick, so
It's like walking across a rope, but the other way.
yeah,
Yeah.
vertically. It's fun. You all pass and make the gap. Not cutting your travel time or making your travel time any longer than it needs to be.
I'm gonna keep the spell up as long as I can too.
Mm-hmm.
You walk through, and Vic, go ahead and roll me one more survival check.
Sure. Survival. Seriously? I swear to God,
You're really good at these.
I've rolled above 10 like twice today.
It doesn't take you
Not
much
true. When you
longer.
calibrated, you got 2 nat 20s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True.
counted
Okay.
for nothing, but they were nat 20s.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much longer. And recalling your path there, you're certain that this lift is the one that you need to take to make it up into the library where you had your fateful moment.
I feel like along the way, just in Vic's head, he gets like flickers of like a glitch, basically, of the glow that he got from the path from the chip that Remy gave him.
Mm-hmm.
It just like flickers in and out every now and then, but that's about it. As he's
Yeah.
trying to lead them the way. But,
Okay.
yep.
You slide the cage open, looking at the buttons. Seems as though that the light in the lift is on and the power is active. You close the gate, you push the button, and you start to ascend.
Be ready. Don't know what we'll find when we get up there.
Brings weapon out.
I like flick my hand and my blade comes out.
Now is the time for weapons, yeah.
He only gets his rifle out.
Heck yeah.
I grin at Kaelin while I'm like waving my new dagger around. It just glides.
Kaelin actually will give a smile at the work he's proud of.
Excellent. The wood paneling along this shaft is familiar to Vic. You remember this. You recall that moment as soon as you entered the library, the swarms of automata. Comes to a halt.
Whatever happens in here, stay together. I'll open the door.
Okay. You push the gate to the side. It accordions closed. You push open the door into the library. It's dark. Lights are not on. You can already feel, or at least you can hear the sound. If you step in, you can hear the sound of the marble, like the polished floor that you had once seen. Those with dark vision, you see a squared bottomed library, walls lined. As you look up, there are multiple levels, stories up, and on each level there are just rows and rows of these wooden bookshelves filled with all types of tomes. Kaylin, you spent a lot of time in here.
I remember this place vaguely. Where I met you. Looking to Kaylin.
Indeed, that was a interesting first meeting.
I assure you I meant you no harm.
Well, I know that now.
Do you know where the study is from here? I can barely see. Never mind lead you from here.
Pretty sure Kalen does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know your way through the halls.
I'll lead the way.
All right.
You walk up the stairs. And again, eerily quiet. However, when you start getting to the second and third floor up the winding staircase that's within these library walls, there are a few automata still moving around, though most of the books have been already put back in place. They, like Roombas, kind of sit in their dock, recharging, waiting. You see as several of them come to life as Kaylin walks by. Not making any sound, but just ready for something. It knows of your presence, acknowledges it. You take a step out into the hall, and this is the first time you've seen any type of light on. The sconces along the walls leading this amber glow across the stone floors, the carpet that runs the length of it. Go ahead and roll a perception check, everybody. Oh,
Yeah, that tracks.
nice.
I see things. Maybe.
I sure don't.
With that, Nuke, you're rolling as private.
Oh shit, sorry.
I just
24.
assumed that mine was disadvantaged, by the way, because
Yeah.
I don't have dark vision.
Well, this area is lit. It's slightly lit. I'll take the first roll, whichever one. It was your first one, so yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the
still
one was
yeah.
still the first roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So natural one, either way.
Yeah.
You all, there is, this whole area's devoid of anything. You do see a few automata still walking around cleaning the area. But not as many, or at least Kaylin, you would have seen multiples in the area. It seems whatever Theron was doing guided most of the automata, some working on their own, doing their tasks, but it's scarce. And from a place that had previously or been said to have become under attack, you're not seeing much damage. The walls, nothing. You look out and you can see as they're on the outside, not on the inner courtyards, but there are guards that are posted along in the gardens. You can see as several of the marbled statues broken. Something did go down here, but on the inside, not much has gone down.
Yes, this floor does look like floor.
Oh god.
Astute
Something
observation.
feels off.
Yes, why is there so little damage if there was some sort of attack here?
I don't like the looks of this. We should
Did
be
he?
cautious.
Did he lie to us?
I'm glad we didn't leave Vic back there. But
Still not certain I should be here. Seems too high of a risk. But we're here now anyways.
Okay. And
What are we
Kaylin,
looking for?
Kaylin, go ahead and roll a history check. DC's low. It's a DC of 5. I just want to see. Yeah. You remember these halls. You came to the library multiple times, and you know the lift that takes you to the hallway that takes you to the study. Theron's study. You know the way.
I'm assuming we are moving stealthily, right?
I'd assume so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trying to be
Everybody go ahead and
quiet.
Roll me some stealth checks, please.
Ooh, nice.
ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that tracks.
All right.
Oh! Wow!
Excuse me? Wait, there's a
Excuse
double
me?
20 with disadvantage?
I'll
I-
fucking take it!
Wow. What the hell?
Can I use one of those? Like,
Can I give him one of mine?
I will say with all of the
Damn.
natural 20s, you are
Holy
able
shit.
to quiet the entire group.
That's
You
nuts.
guys
Wow.
in extreme alert.
what?
I love it.
That is wow.
The freaking odds.
3 out of 4.
What actually are the odds? Holy fuck.
Jeez Louise.
Whether
that's
3
crazy.
different people would get a nat 20.
And then one
Well, then 2
person
people
getting
would,
2
and then
nat
1
20s.
getting 2.
On a disadvantage roll.
Yeah. And
so
the
crazy.
God damn.
Oh man.
Wow.
Be it the
Oh,
air of this estate on high alert. You take no chances. You move with extreme caution. Something has been off this whole time. It's quiet. But there is less damage. And you're seeing damage, but it's facade. There's nothing on the inside. You're walking through and you do see as there are... Oh my god. You see that there are patrols on the outside. The Varlian guards holding themselves at the ready, just making sure that nothing goes down the estate. You make sure that on each break where the windows show to the outside, no one's looking. You try to hush Vic, though not being able to move as eloquently as everybody else. It doesn't take long. But eventually you make it to the lift. In the hallway, I'll go ahead and move us over
Oh no, there's a map for this.
to a new map.
I feel like whenever you say, I'm gonna move you over to a new map, all I hear is like Gandalf being like, "Prepare for battle."
Yes.
Love it.
All right. But you all wait. As you come to the door to the study, Kaelin, you've spent many a time in Theron's study. Small conversations. It's familiar, and again, there's hardly any disturbance in this area. As you pass, a couple of the automata are just like cleaning and polishing the stone, keeping the walls clean.
I would like to use my spider bot to see what's on the other side of this door.
Okay.
Can I be walking on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
If only we had a viscous member of our group that could slide underneath the door.
I'll go ahead and give you a token, Kaelin, as you slip your bot under the door.
What the hell? What am I looking at?
Go ahead and roll perception. As you look around through the eyes, you see that, the study is there. Though you remember the one bookshelf that was pushed aside as you stared out at the rows and rows of Ebengard that were on display. This was the area that you were taken into the day that you met Theron.
Mm-hmm. What are these auras I'm seeing on the screen?
On those, you see, as from your vantage point, you can see the glow of the orbs, the ones that were placed on the pedestals in front of the Ebengard.
Were they doing that before?
Yeah. They were all
okay.
faintly glowing. And you've seen this glow. You've seen the inside, the core of Vic. It's very similar.
Okay. I guess I'll walk it a little bit this way.
Okay. And through that, you are looking at the outer courtyard from this side, looking out towards the fenced off area around the estate. You see the gardens, just pathways leading outside.
But no enemies, obviously.
You see the automata that are normally seen keeping up the gardens, making sure that all the topiary is prim proper. You see a few of the Varlian guards posted, kind of just like looking out. But you don't see anything else.
Okay. I will bring it back and then tell everyone the coast is clear.
Okay.
This all seems too easy.
Indeed. think we should remain very cautious.
I just kind of look up at Katrina. Are you going to stay on the ceiling the whole time?
For
Mhm.
now, I shall remain.
Right. Suppose we should go through. What are we looking for in here?
I suppose any of the cores. Right?
Thought we needed to do something here before going to the lab.
Yeah, I think out of character, I think we needed to
Study.
go to the study to give ourselves access to the.
Oh, I see. I
Lab.
see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So to turn on power to the lab, essentially, kind of thing.
I mean, we could do reverse if we really want to have hard mode going.
Well, no, I couldn't remember why we had to come here first. That's all. Okay.
Yeah, it was just getting access to the lab if you wanted to have that, like, reconnecting Credulo to his estate.
Right. Gotcha. All right. If you have the key. Kalen.
Yeah, Kalen will go and unlock the door.
Mm-hmm. And as you reach for the door, Kalen, specifically, as you reach for the door, you see as this interlocking, it looks like an inlay into the wooden door, kind of unhinge and shift by itself as you twist the knob, granting you access to the room.
Ooh. Yeah, Vic's going right over there, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you walk in. You look at past that bookshelf that is now sliding in on itself, revealing the back area, a display that very much jogs a memory. All of the Ebengard, the frames themselves are here, standing in a row on these platforms.
Like along here?
Yeah, each of these, they have, the Ebengard are there.
Ooh.
They're all standing on display, shoulder to shoulder, all the variations. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these forms takes a while and it flashes to you like static. You remember them. You remember fighting alongside them. Some of these forms are familiar to you. As you look down one by one on the chest plate, the numbers. They're in as much order as they can be. And each platform filled with one.
And are all the cores glowing or just some of them?
There are, I mean, any of the cores that were left on the pedestals are glowing.
But they're not glowing from the avant-garde themselves.
No, it's just the
Okay.
cores that are still on the pedestal.
Out of curiosity, what would happen if Alpha went into one of those?
I have no idea.
Mighty curious.
I have no idea.
Kalen, you recall walking through here with Medea. You remember standing amongst these displays. And every single one of the pedestals had some form of core. You remember Theron telling you that he made some replicas just as placeholders, as there was no core to retrieve for a certain unit.
Okay.
While you ponder that, Nuke, what are you doing?
He would have cautiously it's kind of wandered into the middle of the room, seeing a desk there, while the others are kind of poking about over on the west side. I'm gonna start poking around the table, just kind of flicking through things.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception. Perhaps if there's a like a drawer on the desk, flicking through that.
Poking through with your perception, looking through some of the drawers, and the paper strewn across, a lot of it is formal letters addressed to and for Theron Credulo. It's very, I mean, it's the letters that you get when you make way too much money and you have to be like, thank you for inviting me to this, it was wonderful to see you, kind of like thank you letters that most people are not privy to.
Okay.
You do see, as on the underside, there is a panel at the front of the desk that is protruding on the side. You do find there's a small device on the edge next to the light. You're not sure what it does.
What does it look like?
It has like a steel basin, and there is a like reddish orb, and what looks to be, from your perspective, kind of like, you know, the top side of a projector in like an old elementary school.
Oh shit!
Kind of like that mirror
lights and
reflector.
mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, blast from the past. Okay. So I'm getting those vibes off of.
Yeah, from the device that's right here.
I mean, like in character, it seems I would suspect that I would be like, I would definitely be thinking this is some sort of a projection unit item.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it certainly sounds like it. I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
And just, I don't know, have a look, see if I can see anything, you know, written on it. Perhaps if there's a button that I have not yet pressed.
Yeah. I mean, you go ahead and give me an investigation check.
23.
There's no inscriptions on the outside. However, you can see like these faint carvings on the edges of it. And you notice that the center gem, this reddish gem, there is a ring, kind of like a spacer between it and the machine itself, that looks like it has some kind of give, like there's some depression to it that you can, you know, push the gem down.
Oh, I probably do it. I put some pressure on it with my thumb.
Okay. You push the button and it glows. If it lights up. You can see as there is this cone of like red light that is reflective off the mirror in the front.
Oh shit. Guys, I'm like spinning around a little bit, looking for like something to for this to project onto.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be just like a flat wall or.
Yeah.
Can I see like a pull down projector, like the white like backdrop anywhere?
No.
Okay.
There is none. Not with your perception.
Yeah, I'll try to project it onto something flat.
Yeah. I mean, you can walk over to, there are like little barriers right here, kind of like room dividers, and you point at it. The red glow seems to stretch out, and you can see as the light turns white as it kind of like starts to form to the pattern that is like this floral pattern on the room divider. Though it's not projecting any image. It seems to be tracing the image that is on the divider itself.
Wait, by tracing it, what do you mean? Like, do you mean it's just projecting something and something's missing?
The light itself kind of engulfs, and you can see as there is this like faint outline that follows the floral patterns.
Oh shit. Guys, what's this?
Yeah.
Do I recognize it?
You do. It was a device that that Theron Credulo had on his desk, that he used to send a message through the tether lines.
Oh. Is it broadcasting?
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Oops.
And suddenly our stealth checks meant nothing.
You take a moment, and as night sets upon you, you look out the window to the center of the city as you see the very same pattern projected in the sky at the center of Pernios. That pattern now is showing the floral pattern on this divider.
The fuck?
Dylan immediately tries to turn it off.
Okay, yeah. You push
Just
the
as well, Nuke was about to put it on his butt.
button.
Please do this. Please do this.
And
Please.
and that's a PG version. Yeah, I wouldn't put up any. Probably caught off guard a bit, but I wouldn't pull it back or anything.
Everybody, roll a perception check.
I will say that Vic isn't even in that room.
Yeah.
He's occupied by all the avant-garde units in the other area
Okay.
here.
You got it. Katrina and Nuke. The only thing you recall before Kaylin goes and pushes the button to shut off the device is kind of like your voice echoing off a distant wall. You heard a sound of, guys, what is this?
No.
Echoing
no.
outside throughout the city
Oh,
as that
I
light
know
or the
we're here
projection
now.
darkens.
I
The
think.
fucking city knows we're here now.
I
Wait,
think we
hold on.
fucked up.
Wait, this thing. Where's that even coming
Nuke.
from?
Hands in your pockets.
Look, I know I did it, but I accept no responsibility for that. I
Nuke,
mean,
did you
what the
push the
fuck is
button?
up with this?
Nuke, did you push it?
I refuse to answer that.
Hands in your pockets.
Yes, he.
I feel
Yes,
like
he
this
pushed
was a
it.
leading question. That was a very loaded question.
It was meant to be.
How does this even work?
I think we have very little time here, and we should get moving.
Fucking taking that with me.
Okay. So you go ahead and pocket the device.
Did Kalen take it or just turn it off?
I just turned it off. If you don't take it, he will. But if you take it,
I'll take it. I think the real question needs to be answered here is when I turned this on, what way was it facing?
You. How would you have looked at it? Would you have kept the mirror towards you? I'll let you decide how you would.
I genuinely think yes, because I think looking at it from the front, there would be more to it. So I would be looking there. So I would have pressed that button, and it probably would have blinded me a bit.
Yeah, and you would have seen the red reflect towards you, but then it would turn into a faint white as it would have traced your face.
So you just broadcast
It would have been very quick though. Let's think about it. That light I would have flinched immediately. So
it's not like blinding light. You would have like backed up a little bit as it like calmed down.
Yeah, but I would have looked at it.
I just picture your face. You like, you flinch a little bit and then get real close to it.
Surprise Pikachu face.
Yeah.
It's like that part in Mission Impossible. What was it? Ghost Protocol. When Benji goes in front of that camera.
Oh shit!
His like face shows up. And almost blows the whole fucking mission.
I'm getting serious vibes here.
Kayla,
Almost, right? Almost. Not
Kayla,
they didn't blow, right?
You remember that that was the very same device that Theron Credulo used to broadcast his message across Regnum.
Almost mooned everybody.
I've got my disguise kit on, so I think we're like, it's the best of a bad situation.
What voice were you using?
His own.
It was. It was Newt's.
Rip disguise.
Well. While that's playing out, Vic, this is a blast from the past.
Yeah. Are these like? You said that they're on display. Is it like in like a glass casing, or are they all just like the figures standing?
No, they're out. Yeah, they're out. There's no glass display around it. There's just the platform that they're standing on, and then the gems itself on the pedestals in front.
Mm-hmm. So he's kind of just like walking through, and he said that he recognized some of them and recognized the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He used to fight with them.
Yeah.
Which I assume this was before they had control of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So he's kind of just walking through, and he's kind of tracing their lines across each of them as he walks across. And like making note of which ones still have the glowing orbs in front of them. Like, do I recognize a difference between these orbs and my own?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Sure.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go.
The craftsmanship on these cores are high quality, but like a human, it's that moment, that uncanny valley. You know, a human knows it's looking at a human, and anything wrong stands out in a strange way. Kind of like that fight or flight kicks in, knowing that there's something off. And these cores are no exception. The ones that are left on the platform, the pedestal in front, these are not real. They're very good replicas, though.
Does it still seem like they would form a function, or if they're just for display?
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Oh, that's just this.
Oh my
Okay.
God. What is
Okay.
these 20s?
Now it's my turn.
Their function is simply to be a replica. There is no function outside of that.
Okay.
They are just there to fill in the gaps that was left with no core retrieved.
And the ones that don't have these, I know you said that Kaylin would note that they all used to have some sort of a thing on the pedestal. With me not being in here before, would I also be able to tell that there used to be something there that's been taken?
Go ahead and roll an investigation, as you've spent time in here. You've been.
I've been
looking
preoccupied. That's better. Yeah.
Yeah. Your mind's elsewhere, and that question or that line of questioning doesn't even hit you when you're looking at each of these Ebengard. A platoon allies at one point.
Like tracing along like number 2. You're always his favorite. And how many are there in total in here?
I don't know. I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4. There is on each of them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think at least 20, something like that. Numbers, but there's on each of them there is 1.
Okay. Yeah, he as he's making his way back, kind of down, he went up one side, across the other, back down the other side. Does that a couple of times before coming back to the start and just gives his head a bit of a shake. Can I take one of the replicas? Like take this one here, basically?
Yeah.
You know, pick it up and bring it with me just in case that's what something Credulo can use. I'll rejoin the others. Just with like this, not necessarily solemn like approach to them, but just lost in thought. He knows where he's supposed to be going, but not necessarily that like he knows he's going there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. While you are all walking around, what are you doing?
Yeah. We find what we came for.
I'm just snooping, but not looking for anything in particular, just poking.
Also
Where's
not
Luke?
entirely sure what we need in here.
Kaylin is specifically looking for whatever might give them lab access.
Is there anything over here?
You are looking at the fireplace. Are you?
There's
looking
never
for...
secrets behind the fireplace. I'm still gonna inspect it.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Baldur's Gate has taught you well.
Yes, this fire is made of fire.
You look through and, I mean, it takes a while and you realize that there's a fire going in the fireplace. However, as you stare, there were a couple shreds of paper, completely singed and only remainders of the ash.
Can I try and snag them without catching fire?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
So what kind of fire is this? Is this like just like a gas fire, or is this like sticks and shit?
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, you stick your hand in this perpetual flame.
this is fine.
Nuke, you do get a sense that through these through the flames you do see as there is like some like tube running through providing some form of gas.
Through the fire and the flames?
Oh my
There you
God.
go. Someone had to say it.
Do I notice that they are trying to grab something out of the
Oh, my wrist's already in there.
From your position, you would not, because there is a divider in the room.
I was also going to say that while they're doing that, I'll hand Kaelin the replica core that I have. Maybe Credulo can find some use in this. It's not serving any good here.
Galen nods and puts it in his bag of holding.
And
The reason why
Go ahead. Yeah. Go.
Sorry, the reason why I was asking was because I have mage hand.
See, I have this thing called a hand that is very flammable, yet it's still in the fire.
Yeah, I mean, you reach in and you grab for one of the papers that is not like fully burnt, but it's brittle as the part that is charred kind of falls away, and the rest falls and kind of wafts down towards the flame. It's hot.
Toasty.
Would there be any
Guys,
use in using mending on that?
if it's burnt away, the ink doesn't return.
Simply the paper.
Yep. Something was burnt here recently. What does it say on this paper? Or remainder of?
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
You are assuming I have intelligence. But okay. Oh my.
Not bad.
Surprised myself. There's a wrinkle up there, I swear.
From the bit of writing that was on it, it was showing, or at least you just see a list of numbers. Kind of like
That's-
ID numbers, almost like serial numbers.
There's numbers and stuff on here.
May I take a look?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
I'll also peer over Kaelin's shoulder at it.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
It was almost really bad, and then it was okay. Oh my god.
It's fine.
It's either below 10 or a nat 20. Let's go.
Yeah.
There's no
Um,
in between.
Kaelin, you put one and one together, and before you get a chance to say it, Vic, you notice that these are unit numbers.
I was going to say, give it to me. Let's go.
Yeah, they are unit numbers. These are all, a lot of these are the unspoken numbers that are like identifiers for the Ebon Guard.
Would I recognize if they're the ones that are here or the ones that are not here?
You would have recognized that those ones are the ones that are not present on the platforms, and those of cores that are not among like the active ones, or at least from the few that you were able to gather from your natural 20, I will say that the ones on the piece of paper are cores that are not accounted for. And you can tell because one of the serial numbers
the
was yours.
Okay. I see. And okay. Interesting. So yeah, just from behind Kaelin, it's just the rest of us.
Oh yes, of course.
Ones
Are
that
they
we still
here?
need to find. No. Not that I could tell. Ones over there are, well, they're not on this list. These are all the ones that they still had left to find. Whoever was trying to find them, whether it be Credulo or whoever else was here. Said he hadn't been here in a week. This is still intact. Seems strange.
Someone must have just recently put this in the fire. We must figure out how to access the lab. Keep this as a reference, see if we can use it somehow in the future.
Indeed.
But I don't think we have any time.
But
But I don't think we have any time to continue looking around. We need to move.
Let's get to the lab.
Well, what,
He said-
out of
he
character
said-
once we figure out how to.
yeah,
Open it.
how do we access it? How do you open it? Yeah.
Mhm.
We figured out how to do that from here.
Yeah, you were told that you needed to go to the study to gain access to the lab.
Yeah, because we're in the study, aren't we?
You are.
So no, we have not figured it out.
Yeah.
Anything back here?
You step out onto a balcony. As the door opens, you see a bit out into the gardens. There are like lighted paths. You can see as there are guards kind of walking alongside.
Nothing there. What about these orbs? Maybe something to do with them?
No.
There's one that's not glowing.
Oh, that one's
Certainly.
not there anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, Vic took it.
Yeah.
not yoink.
These are
Whoa.
only replica.
What?
Whoa.
Hello?
How'd you go through the wall?
I went
Oh.
somewhere, somehow.
Oh, that's. I didn't put a wall right there on accident. Sorry.
These are only replica cores. They're fakes.
Supposed
Maybe we need
be
to go
a
north.
door. I didn't catch
Can we open this door?
that.
Guys, I found a locked door.
You do see as there is just like a crystal embedded in the front of it.
Nuke, I need you to take your hands out of your pockets for 30 seconds.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Also, isn't it a bit fucking stupid that like he never told us how to access the lab? I mean, anyone?
You said there was
Also,
a way through here.
Also, are we not going to discuss why this guy's got a fucking teleporter? Sorry, a projection, like that projects shit to the city. Like, what the fuck does this guy work at? Is this guy the president?
No comment.
Nope. No comment.
Ooh, this is a shiny area.
Can I do an investigation, see if there's anything I can notice about this wall?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Mother of God. Okay.
As you walk up to it, from a distance you can't really see anything, but within the crystal, like this smooth surface, you can see writing. Like it becomes
see right through?
visible. Like you can see writing on like within this orb that is embedded in this wall.
What does it say?
The language.
Can anyone
doesn't-
else see it?
Everybody roll. You know, I'm not even gonna let you roll. Yeah, they don't see anything. They don't see anything. But the language, it's not necessarily a language that you understand, but you know the meaning to it.
Harden? Is
Yeah.
it like a magical rune?
It is some form of like runic language.
What is the meaning?
You can tell that there is a, or at least what it structures to be is the lock. Like a locking function.
Do I know how to unlock?
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
Looking at it for any moment of time, it starts to make sense to you. And the connections between the device that you have and the runic language that you are seeing, you know the exact combination, the hand gestures that manipulate this in the way that you can open it.
Okay. I will I will do that then.
Okie dokie.
Is it like what does it look like, these hand gestures?
Think of it like you're putting your fingers into like finger holes and you're manipulating these gears or these interlocking gears that only you can see. Like you shift one as another part twists, you slide it to the side as another part opens up. You can see as like a cylinder moves forward and it twists and aligns. It looks kind of crazy to the rest of you.
Is he okay?
Kaylin, are you all right?
I would say he's super focused.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Damn it.
Okay. As you finally get the final point, you take a finger and you slide this bar across. You can hear it latch. The rest of you hear a mechanism within this wall start to twist and turn. But you get a quick jolt, and your vision goes dark, Kaylin. You see as you're standing within a cavern, everything kind of fades out in that the sound where you hear when somebody like goes through an explosion, that shock and that humming.
Mm-hmm.
As you stand in this darkened cavern, what do you do?
Do I see anyone else around me, or am I like I'm just alone?
Go ahead and roll a perception.
Is Kaylin still standing in front of us?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't see anyone around you. However, you look at, there's a table set up. And there's cables running out of this box, running up the side of this pathway leading up into an area where the cavern tapers off.
Would you say I'm in a state of confusion?
Slightly confused.
Okay, then I feel like I would definitely follow the cables to wherever they're gonna lead.
Okay. You walk over. And you look as this cavern tapers off on the end. You can see this like geometric shaped piece of stone that doesn't match the rest of the corridor. You watch as these like faint bluish tendrils run up this rock side, glowing in the center, this vivid pulse. The rest of you are listening to the door unhinge. However, as you're looking and watching, everyone here except for Kaylin, you hear as
Okay.
two hop down off their platforms.
Oh,
Oh fuck.
Kaylin, what are you doing? As you are looking at, you are at the base of this stone that seems out of place, kind of like melded into the cavern walls. These tendrils of blue running from the walls all the way up into the stone and down beneath the feet. You see as there are cables running into it and almost embedded, almost like flesh, into the stone. Like you can see as it's deforming like plugs, almost like that Matrix plug.
Kalen would definitely approach it slowly, but he would go to press it.
All right. You walk up into it and you can see in this faint blue glow almost a reflection as this surface is polished. And in that brief moment, you're not wearing the same thing that you were. You look at very different eyes than your own. And a smirk or a smile that you know that you've never made. As your vision flashes back, the rest of your companions, now in a readied stance, we'll go ahead and end the session right there.
oh God.
Oh.
Do these like
thought we-
automatons look like they're about to attack?
Oh yeah. So
mean,
I thought we
So-
talked about these illegal cliffhangers, Sleepy. We
Yeah.
talked about this.
well,
and these are the
What were you
admin
gonna-
guards
what were you
that
saying?
have off their pedestal, right?
yeah, they hopped off their pedestal.
So I feel like as Kalen comes to, the first thing he'll hear from Vic is just like, "My brothers, we do not need to fight for them anymore. I am not your enemy."
Okay. But we'll go ahead and I will allow you, before we head out, go ahead and place yourselves as this door in front of Kalen is now slowly opening up. Place yourselves into positions where you would have assumed that you would have been.
I would have definitely started hugging his leg because we were told that they won't attack like within his aura, the area around Kalen. So yeah, I'm hugging this guy's fucking calves.
The regular automatons.
The
won't.
automata would not attack, but these are
not automata.
Evangard.
I don't know if I
Against
know the
zero
difference though.
Oh, you
I probably don't know the difference.
you
Well,
definitely.
they're gathering up. I'm definitely
yeah.
moving forward. Not gonna lie.
Okay, you got it.
Moving
But
towards this one.
we'll
as
go
I'm saying
ahead.
that.
As you are all standing here waiting and listening to this door slowly hinge open, and these getting in a position of aggression, Kalen snapping 2, we'll pick up there next week.
Oh, man.
Oh,
All right.
Nice.
Thank you
Good
for session.
cliffhanger. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
That's
you,
good. Good
guys.
cliffhanger.
Thank you guys
Yeah,
for joining.
it's
I'm
good.
sorry that we missed last week. Hopefully this was
all
a good return
Yeah.
after the small
Makes
break.
it makes this one all the better.
Yeah, thank you guys for
Mhm.
joining.
Sure. Appreciate
Take
it.
care,
Cheers, DM.
everybody.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh boy, oh boy. Hopefully things go well, as there are some things that came to light, and hopefully we can get out of this alive. Yeah, this is gonna be good. I think this is gonna be good. But thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you ever want to check out any of the people here, we're going to go ahead and... Do I even have this anymore? Hold on. All my stuff disappeared. Oh, I forgot that I haven't set that up. But make sure to follow everybody that is a player. You can check it in the description right now. Just click on the names in the title. Go ahead and show everybody some love and follow them. Fantastic players, always engaging. You guys have been fantastic. I have been sleepy, and we will be right back next week. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. Bye.